with that, I think, let's dive into some character intros. I'm going to go on with the order that is on my Discord video, which I believe is our alphabetic Discord names.
Yes.
But yeah, so just go in for a brief physical description, mention, I guess, like your name and your class, and we'll get into this. Hemlock.
Hello. Hemlock.
Hello.
Hemlock is a half-orc, half-elf woman, a little over 6 feet tall and very thin and willowy in build, more so than is expected for someone of a half-orc of orc blood. She has light green skin with freckles and long dark hair that's kept back in a loose braid with lots of leaves and flowers and twigs, very not artfully placed, but they're in there. She is a druid, a circle of spores druid, and that is my girl. Oh, and she also walks with a big staff because she has a limp and needs it to support her leg.
You're also not alone, are you?
Oh, I'm not. Yeah, I got really worried then. I was about, what are you springing on me? And,
I mean, you're in a group. Like, you should be new by now.
I've been a Kalashtar this whole time, guys. No.
Wow.
Hiding in currently where we are in a little back room with some other little animals of the Soulguard is a tiny little green frog with a fly agaric mushroom growing out of its back, who is Hemlock's familiar named Lily.
Gorgeous.
Ribbon. So cute.
Ashura.
So, I'm playing Ashura, the tall and lanky drow. He is a bard playing the College of Whisper subclass, and he is usually wearing long, very Japanese-themed robes, has a bow on his back, and a devil sword on his waist. He is usually found smoking his pipe late at night, and has been forcefully has to change his haircut to being bald. But he used to have amazing hair. But yeah, and that's it. He's just wearing very, very beautiful robes, very long and beautiful robes.
Alrighty. Second Lieutenant Markos Astreva.
Hello, I'm playing Markos. He is a just under 6 foot tall human man, tan skin, black hair, bit of a scruffy beard, and he is a ranger with a tiny dip into rogue, who specializes in rifle shooting.
Pew pew.
Yeah. The big old wooden pauldron on his shoulder that's still slightly growing.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Maple Oakheart.
Hello. Maple is the shortest person in this party by far. She is 3 foot tall because she is a gnome. And she is my lovely rogue barbarian child. Very old, actually. But she has her large curly mop of auburn hair with her antlers sticking out of the top, and her bonely decorated red leather armor, and hiding with the frog in a back room currently, her jackalope companion Willow, who has barding armor on, because I love my boy and he had a 13 AC. So.
Alrighty. Lady Summerhold.
Yes, hello. I'm Prue. When I'm Lady Summerhold, I am 5'11", slender, gorgeous, curves in all the right places, brushed gold skin, platinum white blonde hair, and little gold dragon scales on her cheekbones and around her forehead, and a couple coming in on her chin as well. She's got silvery grey eyes and is always dressed in gorgeous pastel shades and golds and whites. But she also has a little secret, which is she's an Asima of a draconic goddess. So that is hence the scales and whatnot. And every now and again she does fluff out some absolutely beautiful kind of half angel, half dragon wings. And with her, she does have like the party mascot. Well, not like currently on her person because we're about to fight a dragon. Who is Nitwit. He is a little fox that we saved from a forest fire that potentially has the soul of a child in him, who is also a wild magic sorcerer just like Hope. We're not really sure what's going on with that, but we love him very much and we take good care of him, and that's what matters.
Indeed.
And lastly, and most woodenly, Newt. Woodenly.
Hey, it me.
Shouldn't be proud of that.
Well, I play Newt, who is a Darkwood warforged and is a monk of Way of the Sun Soul, I believe it's called. My wonderful boy is very good at punching. Generally goes around wearing fairly simple clothes a lot of the time. Has a sick ass fucking pirate tattoo on one of his arms as well. And yeah, I mean, he's built to Volmian building standards, complies with all of the safety protocols for the most part, I hope. Otherwise, oof, I could bring some lawsuits.
Sounds of lawsuits.
Health and safety compliant, we love to see it.
Health and safety compliant. Punch.
No
pay for your
OSHA
insurance?
violations from
Yeah.
you, honey.
Classic ISO 40063 Warforged specifications.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess when he punches, the radiant energy is a bit like warning light, so...
That's true. Just need a license plate on that baby and he's road legal.
Hey, I can run fast enough.
Hey, you definitely don't need those yellow flashing lights for a slow-moving vehicle. He's a quick boy.
He is a good boy.
Oh, also, when you press his nose, he goes Newt Newt.
Thanks, Paul. Additionally, with the party, they have gained a recent companion that is following along with them for the search for truth, glory, and treasure. Is a tall, thin tiefling with quite nice traveling robes, but quite well worn. Black skin, solid dark blue azure eyes, braided black hair going down between two long sweeping horns. The tiefling pariah, with a rapier at his hip and a crossbow across his back, has joined the party recently, temporarily, most likely, to join them in seeking some glory, some truth, and some treasure. Perfect. With that, I'm going to dive into a pretty brief.
Hi, Shannon from Paradise RPG. Very nice to have you
Oh,
here.
hell yeah.
Thank
Hi,
you for
Shannon.
stopping in.
Hello.
Hey!
Wonderful to see you guys. Awesome. I'm going to go into a relatively brief campaign recap to how we got here, a little bit more detailed into the last session, and then we shall pick up where we left off. So, many months ago, our group of misfit strangers came together to defend our warforged buddy, Newt. Warforged are not native to Adigan. They are built in Volm as weapons of war, and as such they are mistrusted greatly. But Newt is here on no ill terms to anyone else's knowledge, and our lovely group of Maple, of Hope, and of Ashura came together to defend him in the streets. They decided to stick together for a short time and ended up helping Maple with a job to find her brother, Pine, lost on an adventure to find a bow, a relic of her people, the gnomes of the Nemes tribe. They found their way north to the seas, to the Silveren Sea itself. They managed to get themselves to the island of Echobrand, where they did some less than legal activities, gathering coin to buy a boat of their own, the Selkie's Wrath. Traversing across the scattered teeth in the Silveren Sea, they made their way to the pirate island of Levesuda, where they met and found Maple's brother Pine, and also found out where this bow may lie. In addition to this information, they also gained Hemlock, the half-orc, half-elven druid, with all of her witchy vibes, quite eager to get away from all these people who are scared of her, as a witch or a hag-like creature that she is. Travelling further east, they found their way to an island infested by goblins and trolls, and in the hands of one of these goblins, the bow. Making their way back, they found that Hemlock's parents had gone missing some time ago, and they set about finding them, and they succeeded. However, they did not just find them lost in some tavern drinking away some woe. They found them in chains, in the hands of a much more sinister and alien insurgency of mind flayers that had, bit by bit, began infiltrating the kingdom of Adigan and beyond. The group travelled around, picking up with them the renowned gun scout ranger of Markos Astreva, as they travelled about the country hunting these mind flayers and eventually, as far as they know, eradicating them. A short break later, they visited Maple's family, though on that trip met with another stranger from Kalen. Kalen, a defector from Volm, similar to Newt, but carrying with them strange, insane ramblings of some dark prophecy or some power. Some ritual coming to fruition. Upon returning from this journey to see Maple's family, Kalen vanished into the night, stealing multiple powerful relics the group had picked up, hinting towards these dark prophecies, and vanished. However, in this time, the world has not stood still. Neighbouring Volm has boiled the tensions over into war. The fortress to the north of Adigan, on the coast of Ebstone, has been taken. Battles have sprung up along the wall, and at the far south, the fortress of Ebstone, an adult red dragon, Ivrenfar the Ashen Prince, has taken up laying siege to his fortress, playing with them as if a cat does with food, to bleed them of men, of gold, and of morale. The Soulguard, now complete and able to assist in this effort, travelled south, and laying an ambush, deceiving the dragon, making it think that they wished to assist it in dealing with a potential competitor, lured it into a trap. That's what happened last time, where they met with the soldiers of Flail's End Fortress. They laid an ambush. Cannons and harpoons.
May we
in
just
wait.
quote Ashura here? Sorry.
Yes, go for
With
it.
with the classic, "Oh dragon, you're so big, you're so large.
So tall.
Please come back
So
to
big
us."
and so tall.
So big
Hey.
and
Very tall
tall.
man.
I didn't say high charisma. I didn't say high charisma equaled, great at talking. It just means,
You-
know.
I
Yeah,
give
also doesn't
examples
equal
of this
high
every
intelligence.
day.
Ashura
That's
is a
true.
smooth talker. It doesn't mean Alex is.
But Ashura is a very good musician and quite a talented artist. In luring this dragon with much flattery and promises of great treasure, including an illusionary orchestral performance from Ashura, the foreigner from deep underground, the Dark Elf, put on a great performance of music from his home, which swayed the dragon's interests and fascinations in this group of strange people. And the dragon returned into a line of cannon fire, illusions, and an ambush. The fight sprung out across this scorched landscape. The fortress walls charred from over a week of besiegement by a dragon.
Besiegement.
The forests burned to black husks from this dragon's flames, the ground scorched and almost barren. Shots have been fired from bows and rifles. The dragon has torn itself free from the large harpoon-like weapon fired at it at the beginning of this. As we pick up from last time, if you guys want to make sure you have some battle music prepared.
Oh, yes, some battle.
While we're in the middle of it.
Also, hi, whoever's here from Verbal Components.
I was gonna say hello.
Very nice to see
We
you
have
as
level
well.
components here.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, lovely. Hi, cuties. Thanks for stopping in.
Yeah.
Lovely to have you.
As we concluded last week, amidst the shouts and roars and the ground-trembling bellows of pain and the beating of the wings of this black and red dragon, its bony spines now dripping in blood, steaming through this dusk air, an ear-splitting explosion fires off, almost as loud as the cannon itself, and your trusty gunslinging Markos nailed the dragon in the upper jaw with a bullet, number of these bony spines come scattering across the ground, blood steaming as it does so. With an absolute roar that shakes all of you to your core, rumbling through the ground, flapping in the air, this dragon turned its head
spaghettios.
towards everyone from Maple to Captain Branhandle and Hope. Sparks and black smoke began to billow forth from its mouth in a plume of flames. Hemlock.
Yeah.
Your hands outstretched, a spell you had held triggering, and a ball of water trying to track the movement of this dragon's mouth to get in the way of this fire breath. As you're trying to position this ball of water close enough to this creature's space to interrupt this, I would like you to please make let's go for a wisdom check.
A wisdom
your spellcasting modifier.
Alrighty. With my full modifier and like proficiency, or just straight wisdom?
Let's add some proficiency.
Cool.
You're proficient with spell usage.
I am. That's a 19.
19, okay. I'm gonna make the dragon make. For him, it's a con check, because that's what he uses for his fire breath. See if he can avoid and time it. Okay, he rolled pretty well. What I'll say is this will... The water gets in the way of a large portion of this flame. And I will actually say it blocks the flame going between him and 60-foot cone.
Yeah, baby wasn't in the cone in the first place.
Do we get steamed?
Hold on.
Do we get
hasn't
steamed?
used his movement yet.
Nice to
Oh no, Andrew! No, he's totally moved. It's fine.
He flaps to line up, you pesky, pesky people. And as you're there, Hope, with your golden wings outstretched, Maple, you and Brian are freshly invisible from a spell. The dragon did see where you went invisible. I will say Hope and Captain Branhandle will be out of range as the heat is reduced by going through this water. And I'll say Maple, Hemlock, and Pariah, you have an advantage on your dex save against this fire as it gets in the way and parts of it peter out and steam replaces this gout of flames.
That would also drop my concentration on the... What was that? The entangle, the green square. It's now also gone.
The green square.
Advantage on dex. That is a 26 from me, so I will take no damage, I imagine.
You have evasion, so that's correct.
That is
a
17 from Hemlock.
17.
Oh shit, am I meant to be making a dex save? I was...
no, you're out. You're out.
No, it reduced the range of the cone.
Nice.
Because it was a very cool use of a watery thing. I'll look at the for Pariah. Don't believe that's going to get close enough.
Clutch sphere, yeah.
Slow. So Maple, you take none. Hemlock, you'll take full. Hemlock, have you taken a potion of fire resistance? Are you one of those people?
I did, yes.
You did. Okay, so you'll take half of
I
this.
did. 17? Oh no.
Oh yeah, the DC is definitely higher than that.
Oh.
Big dragon, yo.
Yeah.
It is a big dragon.
It's a big
dragon.
Big boy.
Right.
Do let me know when things are close to making the save, though.
I will say Pariah gets a 20 and the DC is 21, I believe.
I'm not bending luck, Pariah. Like, I do like him. We've known him about 12 hours.
That
like,
is
yeah.
roll the damage in roll 20 because I don't want to roll 18d6 fire damage.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ, guys. I am very happy I'm back on the wall.
Oh. You take 53 halved, so 26 points of fire damage.
Fuck.
26.
That's a
Pariah will
lot.
take that as well.
Oh my shit. I would have been
he
destroyed.
has resistance to fire damage anyway, so he'll take 26 as well.
That's sweet.
So yeah, make sure your health is up to date on
Mm-hmm.
on Roll20. Alrighty.
Oh.
The gap of flames now kind of... The air now filled with thick white steam and smoke as this fireball is partially interrupted. He growls angrily down towards you, Hemlock, interrupting this. He is unhappy with you.
Oh, do I have to
He's
make
going
a
to
con save? Do I have to make a con save for my sphere?
Yes.
Okay, I have
Yes,
I have advantage because Warcaster.
So the DC will be half the damage taken. So
I rolled a 10 and a natural 20. So.
Ooh.
Cool.
Oh, hell yeah.
Absolutely
Natural 20.
amazing.
Also, hi, the two Andrews. Nice to see you again as well.
Yes.
Hey, what up, buddy?
Big fan of orc tets in the chat.
Don't bring that up here. That is my mother you're talking about.
Fantasy mother.
Of his
I
the
found it.
fire breath of a dragon is his kingly right. It is his expression of dominance, and you have interrupted it.
No.
Between you have thrown arrows, you have put bullets through this dragon, and you see just rage fill his eyes, which begin to glow with just fire within them. And he will use his bonus action to rage.
What?
Excuse me?
Andrew?
You gave
Excuse
dragon
me?
rage?
What, we're off piece? Who knows?
Excuse
me?
And he is
Dragon.
going to
Oh god. Red-adult dragon.
fly
Level
above Hemlock directly. And he's gonna fly... What's on that? 15 feet. He's gonna be... He's big, chonk boy. He's gonna be about 30 feet up. About 15 feet away from...
Eye
Hemlock
to eye,
above.
bitch.
I tried, bitch.
Nah.
Don't say that, I'm right behind you. I don't
Well,
want any
lads,
problems.
it was nice knowing you.
Yeah, bye-bye. Boo.
Let's
Soldiers
maybe not let
will
let
make
us
some-
Catherine get
We'll
caught
take
out.
some shots.
Take some shots.
One more hit.
Shots.
There's another flurry of arrows from the walls as he's throwing dice everywhere.
Yeah, you go, guys. Do damage. Oh, no, I can't see that.
A couple of the arrows puncture into his skin, but as he is just turning and raging now, they stick in. He does not react. He will use... He will not do anything for now. He will use a legendary action to tail swipe you, Hemlock, though. Ooh, you are lucky in the way that that's a 19, not a 20.
Yes.
So that is
Oh.
33 to hit you.
Just about, yeah.
Can I people that get out there beforehand?
If I have a weird question.
Go for it.
He's not within 10 feet of me, is he?
No.
No, he's 30 feet in the sky.
Yeah, 30 feet.
Yeah, he's just got a big old tail.
Damn, his tail be long.
Yes. 15 foot reach on his tail.
Okay.
Alright. 2d8 plus stuff. Take 21 points of
Ow!
bludgeoning damage.
Uh-huh.
And can you
Can
make...
if he's 35 feet up and has a 15-foot reach on his tail,
Mm.
can he reach Hemlock who is on the ground, is my question.
I'm on the ground.
Well,
I'm
he
not trying
is.
to be a...
I'm thinking like where he's measuring that distance from. I think you're probably right though, actually.
No, because he's
'Cause I-
large, right?
Oh.
No, he's
I
he's
think I'm
huge.
getting to where you measure the reach from. And I think you're right. I think it's percent of him, not from like the edge of him. So I will actually bring him down to 15 feet up. Because I think you're right.
Okay,
Okay.
cool.
He's so close.
Yeah, Hemlock, can you make a strength saving throw, please?
Probably not.
Uh-oh.
What do you mean? What do you mean you can't?
Oh, is it a -1?
That's
Oh,
zero.
Oh no!
That's
Okay, I'm
crazy.
sorry. You are. I'm gonna say. You are knocked prone.
Okay.
As the tail slams down into you, and the force of it just sends you onto your coccyx, and you grasp at the floor as the tail retreats and the beating of the wings continues. That hot wind coming off of him now just pounding down around you. And that's his legendary action. The next soldiers will take some shots. One hit. First roll. Also, good job, guys. Their longbows are coming to life. No, light crossbows.
The light crossbows.
Sentient light crossbows.
Go.
Some damage.
Go.
Another flurry of arrows fly into him. You see one go through the leathery wing and stick into the ribcage Hemlock as you look up to see these arrows go and stick into him. He does not seem to care, however. Could you make a quick con save for your sphere after that hit, please? Just DC 10, I believe.
Yeah, I make it.
Cool. Sphere is still up. Snow,
Yeah, it's
the
my
winter wolf
big.
companion.
Yes, it's my big wolfie. He's gonna roll to see if he gets his cold breath back, and he doesn't.
Okay.
So he's gonna give a quick look at his boy, me, Ashura, and he's just gonna because he can't get 15 feet up. So, he's going to wait until he's in reach and prepare an attack. And if he gets in reach, he's gonna move 5 feet forward. And as soon as he can bite his ass, he will.
Okay.
Don't forget, he is actually now scared of the dragon.
That's right.
He is
can't
frightened
move
of the
closer.
dragon.
That's
I
thanks
still
for
have
reminding
notes
me.
with things. Yes, you're
Thanks for
right.
reminding me.
Dog is still frightened. Do you make a saving throw for the frightened, though?
Yes, sure. It's wisdom.
Yes.
Cool. That's 18 plus 1. So 19.
He just makes it.
Oh,
He
nice.
is no longer frightened.
Yay, Wolfie.
Good job, doggo.
Cool. So yeah. That's his
Is
turn.
that dog's go? Cool.
Yeah.
Right.
So
In
can you
which
move?
case,
Can you move though?
it is the end of his turn that he makes
Right.
that save.
Cool. Then
Um,
he's just waiting where he is.
In that case, Ranhandle is going to take his turn. He's going to pull a crossbow and run towards. Yeah, he can get there. His little legs. He's going to get, I think, just up to Hemlock, and while you're prone, he's actually going to lean down and pull a small red potion from his pouch, and he's going to use an action to healing potion Hemlock.
Hey! What a nice man!
That's
Nice
a lad.
fella.
And he is beacon
So
of hope
cute.
right now, so wouldn't it be
Oh, that's
full
true, yeah.
healing?
No,
So
it's
10
you get the full healing, Hemlock. It's
Yeah,
like
I'm
any
also
healing administered
beaconed,
to
yeah.
you.
Yeah, so you get
Yeah,
10
he
hit
gets
points
the
back.
healing.
Oh, nice.
10 hit
Oh, yeah.
points.
And
Thank you,
he stands
Captain.
up, and he feeds that to you, and he stands up and looks up towards the dragon. You can see he's trembling slightly, but he is standing firm. Like his hands tremble, but his feet are still.
Captain Stan Handle.
Stand handle.
We
Ah,
absolutely
Soldier
have no
squad,
choice but to
These
stand.
guys are gonna take some shots. Those miss. One of those hits. They're just keeping up that barrage of arrows, still just steadily flying across. Hemlock, prone
Yes?
on the ground,
Okay.
healing potion slightly dripping down one cheek. What would you like to
Mhm.
do?
So he's 15 feet up now.
He is, yes.
Okay, I'm not gonna do that yet. Okay, I'm gonna stand up, and look straight up at him, and I'm going to drop a 5th level blight right in his fucking mouth.
Oh!
He makes a save for that, correct?
Yes, he does. Constitution.
Hula.
I feel like it might be good at con saves.
Yeah, but I'm
You
angry.
think?
That is a 16.
Oh.
Just makes it. My DC
Oh.
is
No,
16.
no, he doesn't make it. He doesn't make
Oh!
it. He fucking doesn't make it. He rolled a 15.
Yes!
Fuck him.
Thank you.
Bend luck.
Thank
Fuck
you,
that
Flail.
You
Right.
best moment.
Okay, so he's about to take a lot of damage.
Go for it.
For people
give me a
in
minute.
chat, I'm a wild magic sorcerer. I have access
Yeah.
to the bend luck ability. I can just
As you
take the d4s.
I'm
and
gonna.
No, actually,
gonna
she
roll it in.
intimidated the DM. She was like, "No, it's 15. No, it's 16. No, 15. I use Ben Luck. What is it? I just scream at you.
So
Okay.
go ahead, roll some damage.
Oof!
Oh
That
my
is
fuck.
43 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
Oh.
Meow. That's
As you
level
reach
light.
up, that blackish spore-like energy plumes up around his head, and there's and it all like flows away from his mouth and his nose, and he begins to kind of curl a smile across his blackened teeth. But there's a small little flash of gold, and he kind of and there's an intake of breath, and the spores up into the mouth, and he begins coughing as the wings falter slightly.
Yeah.
As he takes all of that. Good.
Choke on it, bitch.
yeah.
Dragon goes
Choke
slightly
on my
moldy.
necrotic damage.
He will use a reaction, however.
Ah!
Oh no.
As he coughs and kind of his body convulses after taking out that massive chunk of necrotic damage deep within him, all of the little bullet holes and slashes and arrow holes within him
This.
spurt out a gout
Oh,
of
no.
hot, searing blood that showers down around all of you.
Oh.
Andrew, it's disgusting.
This is
To
disgusting.
inspire me.
It's a blood rain. It's a blood
Hot
rain.
blood rain.
Hemlock,
rain.
Brandhandle, Briar, and Maple, could you please make dexterity saving?
Oh no, another deck save. What will I do?
I'm adding my D4 that I
come
got
on.
from Brandhandle because I
Yeah,
already
Don't
got
forget your
Lexi on all
D4s
of
if you were
us.
near Brandhandle when he did his thing last time.
I got a
Nuke
16.
is more than 30 feet away.
I also got a 16.
16. Not going to do it.
Well, I'll only take half damage.
Yes,
You just
are.
out here watching from a distance, like, oh
Uh,
fuck.
You guys take 17 points of
Ow.
fire damage, half to
Oh.
8 for those of you who have
Oh.
reasons to half.
Oh yeah.
whether that be
Is it
potions or
fire? Is
resistance.
it fire damage? Yeah.
Yeah.
It is,
Okay.
yeah.
Owie,
Um,
ouchie.
Oofy, owie,
Alright,
ouchie.
That might be
well-
the most metal attack you ever
That was very metal.
you ever attacked us with.
And
I'm
he just
going-
roars out in pain as his blood begins to rain down. His scales, like, almost standing on end like the hairs on a cat that has been aggravated.
I will bonus action cast Shillelagh on my staff as well now that I'm
Right.
up. And I don't want to move because I think I'm in melee with him, so I'm staying where I am.
Okay. With that, Hemlock. Hope, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
I call out, Ashura, darling, you're not made for the front lines.
No.
I'm gonna cast
Really
my
not.
healing light, my warlock healing light at him.
Ah,
That's nice.
You don't have Beacon of
Oh.
Hope, unfortunately, Ashura. But I rolled 2 6s and a 3.
Hell yeah.
So
Hey!
very close.
yeah.
So yeah, you can have 15
You
points
are.
of healing juice.
Oh.
That's my bonus action. I will take 30 foot of movement. I will make myself be 35 feet. No, I'll say 30 feet up. But I will move myself 1, 2. Oh, I'm struggling to move my icon. I think that was about 30 foot from where I was before. And then I am going to. Above the battle, like slightly above the battlefield, I'm
Mhm.
going to. Am I going to do this? No, I'm not. I'm just going to fire a 4th level magic missile at the dragon.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, go for it.
So
Wait.
it's 6.
What if the dragon learned shield?
it's 6 darts, so I think that's 6d4 plus
The 6.
Le six. No, le
plus
six.
6.
I don't know why I did with the.
Yeah.
Plus
By the way, I think
Astreva?
roll 20 is doing that thing where we can't see if your icon has moved. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Basically, just refresh before the start of your turn if you want
That's
to, like, to see what people are.
That's fair.
21. Owie.
Ow.
So yeah, 21 force damage on the fella as my little golden darts peel out from my big flat.
Does that include the ASMR damage as well?
Oh no! Thank you, baby. Very helpful.
Never
He
forget
takes,
ASMR
he,
damage.
takes, he takes 10 extra radiant damage.
Oh shit!
Ow.
I get 1 per level, and we're level 10 now. So
Yeah.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
yeah, I mean,
tasty.
ASMR are the best race. I'm just saying.
They're pretty strong.
Oh,
As these beads of golden light fire like a missile salvo into the air, streaking through the setting sunlight, they strike through the blackish smoke surrounding the dragon, and there is a flash with each one, and he roars, and the beating of wings becomes slightly faltery and drags a little bit. And you can now hear where it was before howling roars of anger. There are now slightly ragged elements to his breathing.
Sounds bad.
Is there anything else you'd like to do with your go, lady?
No, I've done action, bonus action, done it all. It's done.
Alrighty. The end of your go, he will use another legendary action.
Oh no! 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 Stop!
He needs to get rid of Hemlock.
No.
He's gonna tail swipe you again, lady. I'm sorry. That is a natural 20, I'm afraid.
No!
Slate!
Okay.
It was, yeah.
Slate!
Yeah, where is Slate when we need him?
Andrew?
Yes, hello.
Can I cast a temporal shunt?
This is not something on his turn. Just double check the wording on the spell. See if it's
When
something
a
you can
creature
do.
you can see makes an attack roll or starts to cast a spell.
Okay, then this is an attack roll.
Which must succeed on wisdom. I think that's it. Cause yeah, I think that's it.
Save me.
At the start of its next turn, yeah. It's one reaction taken when a creature you can see makes an attack roll or start to cast a spell. I think that works.
I think so. Go for it. He needs to make a save.
He needs to make a save. He needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, he'll try and do that.
But I don't think that's
That is
gonna
a
work.
16.
Shit. Fuck that.
No, wait, what's your DC? What's your DC? What's your DC?
It's
What's your
it's
DC?
50. It's 15. 15.
Oh shit! I bet luck and he still rolled a 15. I rolled a 1 on the D4.
Oh,
Sorry, sorry, fella.
Good effort.
Big said.
okay.
There's a slight wobble in time, and as the tail comes down where it was about to hit
Give
you,
it
you
to me.
almost flick off to one side and strike the ground, and then your vision goes white with
Yeah.
pain, and you see stars as you take. That was
Try.
7, 24, 34 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh baby.
Oh, I tried.
I-
No.
So, Hemlock hits the ground and then
Okay.
sits back up with a guttural roar, and I will use my relentless endurance to get up with one hit from it.
Yes. With instant injury.
Fuck!
Gorgeous. The tail slams you down into the ground once more, and as Brandhandle is looking down at you, like panicking slightly, as he's like just letting go of the healing potion he only just poured into your mouth.
Yep.
Like sit back up. He's like, "There's still work to do. Come on," and like begins like helping you up.
Nice.
Maple, it is your go. What would you like to do?
It is my go. Do I save for the frightened at the beginning or end of my turn?
End of your turn.
Right, okay, cool. Good to know. I am invisible though,
So attacks against him would be straight rolls.
but I can't move towards him is my only issue.
This is
Do we think I can rely on Brandhandle to catch a potion?
You're like 15 feet away, so probably yeah.
Probably.
on the face.
Like Andrew wouldn't punish you for trying to throw a potion. 15
Okay,
feet.
what? How much of my action would that be? Just like bonus or?
You are throwing a thing at a target.
Yeah.
I'll give it to you as a bonus action.
Okay. Thank you, benevolent DM.
I'll give it to you as a bonus action,
Yes.
but similar to an attack, I will say this would break your invisibility. Because you're
Okay.
invisible, he can't see you to catch it.
Cool. In that case, I'm probably gonna make an attack anyway. So, which I imagine will be a disadvantage because I'm frightened currently.
With against the dragon.
Yes. Yeah.
So it would be advantage because you're invisible.
Yes.
So, can't
So
see you.
straight roll.
So it's a straight roll.
Cool.
This won't get
Um,
sneak attack because he's not within 5 feet of an ally.
Is Brandhandle not my ally?
He's 15
He's
feet
15 feet up.
He has a long tail.
I see. Would I not get sneak attack because I'm invisible, therefore hidden?
You would get advantage. You would get sneak attack because of that if that gave you advantage.
Right.
But because you do not get advantage, to my understanding, I believe that means you won't get sneak attack.
I think being invisible does give you advantage, doesn't it? Or is it just
Yeah, but
disadvantage?
she's
on people
also
attacking
she's also
you?
frightened.
I'm frightened,
frightened.
so it's just a straight roll.
Yeah,
yeah.
you have no
Okay.
sneak attack then, because you have disadvantage.
Yeah.
Yep.
In that case, I will just do a straight roll and do my normal That is going to be a 22.
22 hits. Go for damage.
22 hit.
So that is 2 damage from the bow and 3 poison. So from the bow, that is 9 damage,
Cool.
and then poison is 10 half to 5.
Alrighty.
So I will do that. So I'm no longer invisible, and then I will attempt to throw this potion bottle to be like, here, her.
Go for it.
Yeah,
You
catch
toss
it.
it. Brandhandle sees you. Like, I'm not going to make you roll to have
Throw
someone
something.
catch something. Like he sees you calling out and he's like, "Cat!" and he catches the potion, dropping the empty vial, and motions as if the next thing he intends on doing is feeding it to Hemlock.
Good. Cool.
Is that the end of your go?
Yes, I'm probably not going to move for now.
Go for it. Then make your wisdom saving throw against the
Oh,
fright.
yes.
And
Is this a magical thing? Or
this
do I
is a
have...
frightened thing, so you have advantage
Oh, yeah.
because of your
Yeah.
other.
Because my
random-
other thing that I have.
Well, wisdom save as well. Everyone has advantage on
Also
this.
could be good hope.
I see.
That's a natural 20.
Oh, yeah.
This
Fuck
guy
yeah.
now looking slightly more ragged and desperate.
Are you gonna?
You guys can take this guy,
Yeah.
and that
Yes.
settles your nerves, and you.
Cool.
Feel
Yeah, I'm
better.
definitely going to stay here then.
Cool. And as you go, Ashura, is there anything that you would like to do?
Yeah. So he literally just bounced to the wall after getting very hurt. After seeing what ensued, he's gonna take a deep breath, take his bow out, slowly put an arrow in it, and shoot.
Go for it.
Yeah. That's 19. That's 12 plus 7.
19 just hits.
Yes. He's gonna put his what is it called? His psychic blades on it. So that's so it gives him 5d6 to add. So it's a 1d8 plus 3 plus 5d6. That's 7, and I'm gonna roll it on the chat because otherwise it's too long. 5d6, boom. And rolling the dices. You don't. Okay, that's 16 plus 7, so that's 23.
Alrighty.
And as a bonus action, he is gonna just run a bit on the side, 10 feet, and that's it. No, sorry, on the other side, and screaming to Markos that he can't see him, but he's just gonna scream to Markos, buddy, you shoot him between the eyes, okay? Like, right, you do that, and he's gonna get Bard Inspiration.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Was that a D8?
That's a D10, buddy.
Ooh,
Yeah.
big boy bard.
Yeah, big boy
D10
Bard.
to
And
add
add
to
intelligence
Bard.
check, attack roll, saving throw, everything.
Yeah. Nice
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
Is that your goal?
That is my goal. That is everything I can do.
Newt,
No.
you have freshly stilled yourself, taken control of the energy flowing within you to rid yourself of that fear instilled in you from this dragon's horrible visage. It is your go. What would you like to do?
Punch him.
Punch.
Now,
Wait,
not
what
to
else
say
can
that
you
he
do?
typically does the same thing on every turn, but I am a monk with no weapons, so I have a limited amount of options. But yeah,
I'ma start swinging.
Newt, seeing like all that's just happened, especially this dragon just fucking wailing on Hemlock, that frighten went down to neutral and now it's just gone to fucking anger. He's gonna take
him
a
up,
few
babe.
steps forwards towards it. So
Fuck you up,
so it's
babe.
within 30 feet, and then like I'm just gonna say now, bonus action flurry of blows, 4 attacks using the cold punch that I learned from the other dragon.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
shit. Use that.
Reaching
silver
within
Nice.
yourself,
baby.
you find those 2 sources
Boy.
of ki within you.
Lads, peeps.
Go
That
for
is-
it.
The lowest one is a 24 to hit.
Ooh.
I rolled a 16, 16, 18, and then a nat 20.
Oh,
shit!
fuck yeah.
Goddamn.
Absolute
Roll
the
king
goddamn
shit over
damage.
here.
Goddamn damage.
That's gonna be. I think that's 5d6 plus 16.
Yeah.
Cold,
Yeah.
all cold damage. Oh, Oh, baby. Hello. Hello, beautiful dice rolls. So that's 10, 17, 19 plus 16. So that's gonna be 35 cold damage.
Ooh.
As Newt just runs along and just fucking peppers the side of him. It's like, here's what a real dragon can teach.
Oh, yeah,
Boy.
bitch.
Damn.
Can we please get a free
You've said
vicious
cold
mockery?
damage, but you've burned the dragon.
Oh.
As you reach within and you combine that anger as this dragon is just wailing on Hemlock on the ground, and that cool, calm stillness within you that was taught to you by Yazim, the Kensei dragon, you release this of these cold blasts of energy that strike into its underside. How do you want to do this?
Oh,
Yeah. So many killing blows.
Oh
so
boy.
many killing blows.
Pretty much exactly what I just said. It's just like these sort of spectral cold fists are just gonna pummel into the side of it, just like going up its body, each one, and then the last one is basically just gonna be a big old fucking uppercut, and just like snap the neck if you can.
The first three strike up its body, one into like the hind leg, one into the rib cage, one into the neck. And as this creature, you see now these places where they strike freeze over, where the hot blood is pouring out, it freezes solid, and you see frostbite instantly take hold. As it spins round, you see just utter indignation. How dare these people insult this magnificent creature so as to dare to fight it, to dare draw its blood. And as it turns towards you, you see that raging flame in its eyes become mimicked within its jaw, and flame begin to build, and then crack. Ice welds its mouth shut, the flames go back inwards, and there is just silence as the wings cease their beating. There's a as this immense form crashes into the ground.
Fuck yeah.
Did it!
I don't want to be that guy, but he's flying right above.
You
people.
bastard!
Move!
Oh no. Oh no. Oh, that's bad.
I'm gonna say that he collapses in a way that, like, Hemlock, as you're just coming to,
Uh-huh.
you're like, boom! And this dragon head lands like next to you on the ground, and you see one flame-filled eye roll back. Just as your consciousness resurges, you see its fade. There is a brief moment of what? And then you hear from Ashura next to you and Markos next to you, fuck yeah! As all the soldiers along the wall begin immediately just howling and hooting, and like you see bows get just thrown off the wall.
No, you need to...
Hope has like silver dragon breath on, so she's definitely doing like victory toots of like ice.
The silver scales
Like
that kind of
flying
build up.
laps around the dead dragon.
Hell yeah. Like the silver scales around your throat, kind of like rippling like feathers of a resplendent bird, as the icy wind erupts from you, and all the soldiers that were in the keep prepared for a much worse fight. Like, there were soldiers in reserve, there were people standing by to drag people back to where you made a little medical bay. They are just sprinting out of the gate, jumping down the ladders, and coming out, and like they are picking you guys up and like spinning you guys round.
Speaking of
Maple
picking
will
people
not
up,
be picked up.
Yeah.
may I, as my wings wear off, land next to you, Hemlock?
Yeah, Hemlock is just kind of fully like collapsed on the ground.
Offer you, I will offer you a cure wounds that will give you.
So much. So
29 points of healing.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
And the wild magic was fine.
Good to know. What number did you roll?
13, I'm up to 5 now.
Cool,
Oh,
good
boy.
to know. I am keeping a note of that. Cool. Is there anything else you guys would like to do as these soldiers are celebrating and it goes there are
Yes.
The soldiers?
No,
The soldiers.
Hemlock and you.
Is the dead dragon? Go.
Kiss
go.
all of the soldiers, every one of them. Do
All
it.
of them
Those
on the mouth.
and just kill the dragon for you.
I think Hemlock will kind of stand up weakly after the cure wounds. I'm gonna walk towards Newt and just put my arms around them.
Yeah. Newt brings you in for what you would
face
assume is a
Yeah.
kiss, but just kind of like.
Yeah.
Oh, I imagine you guys do the little forehead bump thing and
Yeah, we
okay.
do, yeah.
It's definitely.
Oh god! Don't do it too hard, Jordan.
Just brings you in for a really tight.
Knock her out
Bring-
again.
Shit, I'm so sorry.
as you guys are embracing having this beautiful moment there are a few soldiers who are like aww. Who gathered kind of over the day that you guys have been here that there's some stuff. I'm like aww.
Aww.
Stop touching
I
me.
just
Sorry, it's cute. Markos, Ashura, your hands are up.
I just like to
Are you
go
guys
down.
gonna kiss too?
Yes.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! You didn't look at the mini
Didn't
map.
see
it's
that one
happening,
coming.
people. No. There need to be more build up. Ashura will just go we'll just go to the others and just check if anyone needs some healing. You got some cure wounds ready.
Yeah. The soldiers are actually fine. You guys distracted.
I'm good. I took 8 whole damage.
What?
I'll say right now, you guys are level 10.
Yeah.
Challenge rating is bullshit, but this thing is
Yes.
a challenge rating 17 monster. But
No.
you guys prepared. You guys tricked it into walking into an ambush. You had a bunch 9 other soldiers with cannons firing at it for the first several rounds.
Yep.
It's
And we
a
got a
big
surprise
fucking
round
monster.
off.
And you got a full surprise round off as he was like, "You tricked me."
With a lot
So,
of cannons and a lot of soldiers.
Yeah.
Lady Kai was right that he is a besmirchment on the name of Dragon. I'm just saying, damn.
He's a strong ass boy, and these guys could probably not. And you guys can see this in the face of soldiers around you, as they're clapping each other and holding each other close. They're in that kind of brotherly way, holding each other close, kind of doing the forehead thing, wiping the muddy faces off each other. They know they probably couldn't have done this without you. They had the cannon, sure, but this dragon was in no place to come and stand in front of it. And if it had, it would have been a very short flame across the battlements. But with some clever tactics, some patience, and some preparation, Ivrenfar, the Ashen Prince, the bane of Flail's End Fortress, lies still on the ground.
Yeah.
There is still steam rising. A slight rain begins to just kind of spit from above, evaporating as they strike the still scalding hot scales of the dragon.
Seeing as I'm stood next to Pariah, I just want to give him a high five.
Oh, reach down and high five you.
People doesn't do many hugs. And we just met this man, so just
Yeah,
nice high five.
just high five.
He is gleefully observing.
David's had his hand up a little while, guys.
David, yes, of course.
That's alright. I was gonna go out and put my arm around Ashura, but he's gone now. So I'm gonna go out, arms over the shoulders of the soldiers on the battlements, and just be like, "Let today be the day they remember that Flail's End defeated the Scourge of Ivrenfar." Ha ha! And I'm gonna just clap them on the back and then
Clap your back in return.
Fucking
take a swig of
Oh,
whiskey
hell
and
yeah.
pass it around.
One takes it, and this human lad, not more than 20, 21, scruffy, patchy beard, but ash and dirt all over his face. Just kind of ruffles his own hair a little bit. You got any of those spare? Gesturing towards your gigantic fuck-off rifle.
Hey,
we
you,
could,
you're pretty good with a bow. You might
Did
want
shoot a
to
dragon.
apply. See if you can transfer to the Gun Scouts.
he shoots the dragons, and he like punches the shoulders with his fellow shoulders,
I love
fellow
that.
soldiers.
Like, not only are all the soldiers really relieved, but some of them are like, I might get a fucking promotion out of this.
I'm gonna get a fucking gun.
Oh my
Someone
God.
give me a fucking gun.
I can finally buy the carriage I always wanted. God, with the gold rims, you know? Yeah, fuck yeah.
As all this celebration begins, there are no stores in this fortress that have a party. There are no kegs of wine.
Oh,
There are no
great.
stores of fine food. But what there is, they bring out. What tankards of ale they had as hydration that won't spoil. They bring out
Hydration.
the rest of the food they bring out.
Didn't we also bring a couple bottles of whiskey with us?
We did
You
bring
did,
one.
right?
Because we
did.
were going to offer it to
Um,
the dragon as like the bait, but he just didn't want it. So
Yeah,
Maple also has Nemus alcohol.
you do, yeah.
Hell
And, like,
yeah.
people
Yeah.
fucking dig it. It's
Yeah.
a bit weird, and some of them are like,
Great.
yeah. But then,
It's
then
slaps.
it
Like-
starts hitting, and it's quite strong, and they're like, fuck yeah, and they dive right into it.
I have my drug tea as well.
You do.
You're drug tea.
Who
My
needs
drug
alcohol
tea.
when you have hallucinogenic tea, guys?
Yeah.
I'd say probably
porque no las dos.
¿Por qué no los dos?
like Maple, Markos, Hemlock. You definitely notice. Briar is he takes a side seat for a lot of these festivities. Oh yes.
There was something I wanted to do with Prior, and now
Go
would
for
be
it.
like a good time. I want to go and quietly sit next to him and be like, I think gold would suit you nicely. Do you mind? And I'm offering him my healing hands. Why like ask him on healing hands?
I will certainly not decline.
It could have been
A little bit
interpreted.
of, it's
Yeah,
not
he
being
gets he
flamed
gets
by a dragon.
10 points of healing, and I don't know, those tiny little Kintsugi gold dragon scales kind of cover over some of the wounds.
You actually don't see any of the wounds change. And looking up
Oh,
close, you actually
yeah.
don't see wounds as he is still under the effects of a disguise self spell. But as he kind of looks down, his azure eyes kind of soften slightly, and he kind of waves his hand ever so slightly. You see a brief glimpse of the large torn scar that has almost removed his left cheek. You see like the large fang-like canines before they cover over as the spell is recast. And now you see those Kintsugi-like golden spider webs across where a couple burn scars have formed. I think you're
In
quite
a
right.
classic Hope move, I will squeeze the back of his hand, because I seem to do that a lot with everybody. And just be like, I understand, but you needn't worry. And I'm just sit.
Aw.
I appreciate that, and I believe you. Around your friends. If we ever find ourselves alone, I'll be sure to get a little more comfortable. For now, I think these soldiers have seen enough.
Okay.
Yeah, naked.
Well, I'm gonna go and help myself to some whiskey.
Hell
Join
yeah.
us if you like. And off she goes.
He joins in a little. Ashura. Yes.
First of all, right after the battle, I'd like to ruffle Snow hair, saying he was a good boy.
Good boy.
Yes, you're a good boy. Yes, you're a good boy.
The large wolf is like as tall as you at the shoulder.
Yeah,
leans
next time
into
try
it.
to think a bit more for me. Thank you. No. And
run to dragon.
yeah, that was a pretty impressive fight. You did good. You were like spitting some ice. I didn't know you could do that, and like that was cool. That's all you did, but that was really cool. I liked it. I'm proud of you. And whenever the party starts, Ashura is going to cast another major image to put back the orchestra of Ashura.
Yes!
Everyone can party and have some
Iconic.
music. And
What kind of music are they playing this time?
oh, so he's gonna play the army music he usually he learned during his time in the army. So like very a lot of like soldier songs, a lot of happy soldier songs.
Beautiful.
The Adagani national anthem.
Yeah, the Adagani national anthem. Right
Excuse you.
between two very like very raw soldier songs. There's just gonna be the Adagani anthem.
I like the idea that that's really poorly done because you're not Adagani.
You're not Adagani.
And
Probably
you've
don't
never
know
heard
it too well.
It's fine. The soldiers
I
back
don't
you
know
up.
the English national anthem at all.
before.
No,
I only know the
do.
Welsh one. I don't.
I don't
The
think
French
many
don't
people
save
know
the
all
Queen.
12 verses.
Yeah,
of
I
the
don't know it,
Salvation Army.
though. I literally, all I know is God Save the Queen. That's the only line I know because I'm Welsh. I have my own national anthem. Fuck you guys.
I'll be honest, I don't know the English one either. I just know the French one, and it's the best. Anyway, while I cast the major image, can I have one of my duplicate being at the place where I was, and I'm gonna walk out and go to the dead dragon and try to get some scales of that bitch.
Go for it. As you do, not every soldier is inside. As you actually come outside, you find. First of all, actually, is anyone else specifically wanting to be part of the activity of harvesting the dragon?
I would love to.
I would-
Like most of
I would
us.
assist.
Everyone is like, yes.
I
let's
definitely
go.
do.
Yeah, let's.
Like Hope would like to, but she doesn't want to. She is gonna be there to be like, you guys are going too far. I think she's gonna see this as like very sacred because she's very into dragons, and if people start like going ham and like pulling out his guts and shit, she's gonna be like, respect a dead dragon when you get one landing in your lap. But like that's all she's doing. She's just being a little bossy bitch.
Bossy bitch.
Alrighty.
Oh,
So
yeah.
as the carving crew of Hemlock and Markos and Maple at different points in the night, you kind of exit, you head outside. The dragon itself is being currently tended to by Goric Amber Eyes, the lieutenant, the orc with the amber eye, as well as Captain Fellick himself, and two other soldiers are currently. They're not touching the rest of the dragon, but they have got a small. They have got a cart. And they are currently in the process of erecting a small wooden crane, and they are halfway through cutting off the head and arranging the crane to place the head on the cart.
Okay. What is that
As
gonna
you-
go? Where's that gonna go?
As you guys
Captain?
approach, the halfling turns to you. Hey guys.
Hi.
I was going to do a full debriefing thing probably tomorrow morning, but this we're going to send this back to Adigan. Probably around a little bit. We have to assume that Volm are aware of this. If they don't, then fantastic, but we have to assume that they do.
Okay.
Which means there's nothing... yeah, Marcus?
Soulguard, do we still have the little figurine of the raven that could fly and do the message and
Yeah, we do.
maybe we send that to the castle.
Yeah.
The sooner the king knows, the
Yeah,
better.
no, I will like literally just get it out of my pocket straight away.
Nice.
But I am going to actually cast, for the first time, illusory script to tie a little message to tie to its leg in case it gets intercepted.
Oh, big brain.
Nice.
Big brain.
Real war shit.
And it, that it will
Shit.
just read like, Ivrenfar is defeated, the south of the wall is ours. Plan your next move. XOXO Soulguard. Really, XOXO.
Alrighty.
And my wild magic was fine.
It's building up.
Beautiful. Alrighty, the small silver raven, in a flourish and a small flash of greyish light, a boom of black and white feathers, as this kind of dappled coloured raven erupts and sits peacefully on your arm. You tie this message to it, and it out tonight. Yeah, that works. That's probably faster than anything we had. We're going to send a runner out in the morning.
Well, I believe the head is at least a trophy.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
It might be appreciated by the crown.
Call it like a gift for the crown, confirmation that the thing's dead, and it's a hell of a thing to show the rest of the troops, the rest of the people out
But
again.
it would look so nice in Yalen Hall Manor.
I was thinking about
I'm
that.
teasing. Like, I think it should go to the king. It
Uh,
would look damn nice above the mantelpiece, wouldn't it?
Don't you? Well, I mean, we killed it. Hope. No, is that?
Could we
okay.
fit it above our mantelpiece?
It might be a bit big.
I mean,
you know.
like we have to remember that we did have a fair amount of help from
We did.
from
Yeah.
soldiers.
This isn't our
It was. It
It's
was
not
a
just-
family.
You're a soldier. You understand this was a mission from the
Yeah,
army
yeah,
to
yeah,
come
I'm
here and
just saying.
defeat the
It seems
dragon.
I understand. I'm just saying the aesthetic of the manor would be just like.
Hey, maybe we take some claws or something.
Yeah,
Like-
I might take some scales too. 'Cause,
You guys can help yourselves to that, to what's
thank you
left.
very much.
Um,
Claws sounds like a good idea.
I will say, if you do end up selling a bunch of it or doing some, the fortress needs a bit of work, and it was a group effort, so don't go pocketing everything.
We'll take literally
Of
everything.
course.
There's gonna be nothing left.
We will
Ashura.
stop him. Ashura is innocent.
Joking. Oh la la, you can't
Typical of a man who robbed a bank.
I never robbed the bank, and please don't say that in front of a soldier. Do not worry, Captain. I did not rob a bank. There was a cave, no one in it. There was a bank in it. I took the gold there. There was no one in it. Okay, it's fine.
Sure, sweetie.
I don't-
Quiet.
I don't need to know any of this.
That's exactly you got
Legal or
me.
not, I don't think it's
Nah,
relevant.
Completely legal.
I'm adding any borders, it's fine.
You took that
Right. But yeah, so I was thinking we'll probably send in some troops back to get some rest and get some fresh feet out of here.
Sounds like a good idea.
Do you
Captain,
guys? Yes, Markos.
on the topic of the fortress needing repairs and funding for said repairs, did this dragon not take treasures somewhere?
We don't really keep treasures in fortresses.
No, but
Dragon
the
Horde.
trip-
Like-
No.
yes, the dragon would
I
be
don't believe it-
expected to
I don't
have
believe it
stuff.
took anything of. This isn't its home. This is quite far from its lair. I don't think it plagued us often enough that it probably wasn't delivering stuff back to where its home is.
Hmm.
And the things it stole would have been the occasional soldier, bits of armor. I think it
Well-
destroyed most of the cannons, and we'll be sending troops that way anyway.
If
Um,
nothing, I think it would be best to try and recover the
We will.
bodies.
When
or-
we send some soldiers to take the southern flank, we'll be scouting for that area as well.
Yeah,
Good.
as Marcus is saying, there might be a lot of bodies. So the
He
best
mentioned he
would be-
had plenty of the wooden pauldrons and
He's got a couple, yeah. Yeah.
something important for the families. Fair.
Yeah. Look, if you guys want to head back in and rejoin the festivities, we're just getting the head off now. If you guys want to get scales and stuff, we'll do that in the morning. We'll do a bit of a debrief and a plan of what's happening next.
Fair enough.
Sounds
good thinking.
All right.
We'll keep some whiskey for you.
And he gets back to work with like a long kind of machete, hacking away at this thick neck.
Oh,
Is this? Oh my god, that sounds like a long job. Cutting a head of a dragon with
It's
a
taking
machete.
a while. And he's like taking turns with his lieutenant Amberai as well. Is there anything
Oh.
else that you guys would like to? No,
one thing.
go for
Newt's
it.
gonna get the javelin of lightning out of the dragon's corpse, wherever
Cool,
it is.
yeah.
Because I threw that very near the start.
Collect my arrows.
I'm not gonna forget about that.
Okay, cool. You have recovered your javelin of lightning. Yeah, is there anything else you would like to do in this night of revelry, of celebration? Are you guys content to move to a slightly hungover next morning?
Yeah.
Just
Ash-
separate.
I think so.
Yeah, Asher will not drink.
I would like to. This might be really stupid because we don't know what the necklace does, but like in a quiet moment before bed, I'm gonna take out my Lady Kai necklace. And I'm gonna sit cross-legged with it in my hands and look down into like the green emerald eye and be like, "Well, that's Volm's embarrassment of a dragon gone. I hope you're happy." And I'm then just like put it back on. Like I don't know.
Cool.
Cool. Fine. Nice.
You
I'm
speak to
scared
the
of this
eye.
woman.
It doesn't respond or react in any way. Cool. As next dawn. Oh, sure. Sorry.
Yeah,
You had a hand
no,
up.
that's fine. So yeah, during the party, Ashura will do what he does best, and he will leave the party stealthily, and go on the ramparts, take out his pipe, and cry a bit, and that's it. Feel. Deep feels. And yeah, that's it.
Alrighty.
Fucking emo lol.
Why
Yeah.
sad?
Yeah, why sad? Well, things. Stuff. That's sad.
He's like,
Alright.
I couldn't rob the horde.
So sad. No.
A clear dawn meets you all. Far too bright. Clear, patchy clouds leaving the remnants of an early morning rain across this fortress. The still charred stone crumbled in places. Rooftops of the various buildings torched to the barest structure. As the morning comes, soldiers are still on the walls, still keeping an eye out. They are still a fortress. But as the morning comes, it is yours. The animals have come down. The jackalope, willow, fox, nitwit, the small frog lily, all come down and meet you all. What would you guys like to do?
I would like to, as early as possible, get out to the dragon and start doing some harvesting for druidy shit.
Go for it. Is anyone else jumping on that bandwagon?
I will absolutely help because I guarantee a decent survival check is necessary.
I will just
Likewise.
I'll just ask the team of hunters to get some scales for me.
Right.
got it.
I'll take notes for Hemlock and do my bossy please don't mutilate it too much thing.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
As Hope says that, I'll make sure to, I'll say a little bit like, Ivrenfar, you are a terrible, terrible beast. May you rest in peace and terrorize no further.
Alrighty.
Rest in peace
So,
is more like.
what are you guys aiming for? What are you trying to harvest from?
Goody.
So muted Hemlock.
Hemlock, you're very difficult to hear.
I have a little list of things that I want to try. The main one being blood. I want to try and get some vials of dragon blood, as many as I can. I don't want to try and dig into it, but just as much as I can naturally harvest into blood vials. I want to try and get some of the smaller bones, because I'm this is a fucking dragon. I can't take a rib, but some of the smaller tail, some of the small. I'm very weak. All right, I used one of the ribs as a new walking stick.
Oh
no.
hell yeah!
That would be so cool.
Oh my god!
Also,
that would be metal as fuck though. I have a sentimental staff though. So some of the smaller bones, vials of blood, and the claws, and then once everything is done and everyone has gotten what they want to get, including the soldiers, I want to start about the process of trying to return it to the earth a little bit. Just blending. That's not the right word.
Blending.
No, I'm gonna blend it. No.
Will it blend?
And in a classic kind of Hope and Hemlock duo, I will do celestial prayers. Specifically to chromatic dragonborn bloodborne, whose name escapes me, but Hope certainly knows it.
Yes.
Dave.
It is Dave. You've got it right. Hemlock, could you? Who's helping Hemlock? You are. Could you make a medicine check with advantage, please?
Medicine check with advantage. I can do that. Ooh, one was a natural one, the other's a 19.
Ooh.
That's what advantage is for.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Fetty.
Exactly.
Thank you very much.
Exactly.
19. So as you begin plucking your way through these thick scales, it is difficult breaking this thing's hide, as you have noticed.
Yeah.
But you guys did leave plenty of holes. and you are able to get in there, and I'll say you get 2 full, like to the brim vials of dragon blood, and these are like
Nice.
decent sized vials, full of adult red dragon blood. I'll say it's easy enough to find, like as you like go through like the claw of like one hand, you get like the claws off of it, and you have like the hand bones, which are some of the smallest.
Nice.
It's still fucking big. The hand is like maybe 2.5 feet across.
Okay.
It is a big old hand. Markos, you were going for some other stuff as well, with a bit of Ashura's direction. Is that right?
Yeah, scales, I believe.
Scales.
Primarily. I'm aware of their toughness and usefulness and making armor.
Do you want to go ahead and make a survival check with advantage, please?
I would love to. That's +7 with advantage. Am I in my favorite? No, I'm kidding. It's not related to my favorite terrain,
No.
so you know.
But it's a good.
Oh,
good
I
thing to
rolled
know.
absolute garbage. That's a
Oh,
total
no.
of advantage, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a 15.
15. Okay. You get a good handful. I'm gonna say you get like 7. It's not enough.
Scales?
You get 7 scales.
How
They're
big
like
are they?
this big.
Oh shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like they're big, and you find the reason you stop at 7 is one, a lot of them are pretty fucked up. Like a lot of them are like damaged and
shit
pushed
out of them.
into the skin from large bludgeoning impacts. You see some of them are like scorched and like weirdly brittle. Other ones maybe got froze.
Oh no, wait! It's the next day. My inspiration from Ashura will have run out. Sorry, never mind.
Yes.
Rip.
F.
Yeah. So yeah, you get 7 large dragon scales. What they might be useful for, you're not sure. It's probably not enough to go into a full suit of armor.
Yeah.
And you probably could get more scales if you wanted to invest loads more time into this.
There is something I specifically want to get
So
for Maple. Maple would like to get a piece of dragon scale that has like spikes on it from the tail or something like
Sure.
that. Yeah.
make a survival check.
Straight survival check. That is a 19.
19. The tail is fucking massive. It is like a Hungarian horntail style, like
I'm going
spines
for like
down the ridge.
end.
Yeah, like it spines down the ridge and it ends in this large, like bristled porcupine-like back of just large, like each spike is like the length of Meg's arm. Like they're
For
massive,
reference.
great big spikes at the end of it. I'd say there are like along the ridge of the tail, there are like smaller scales, like the size of your hand, which are like kind of horny a bit and have like a ridge in the center.
Yeah.
But the spikes themselves are big in their own right.
Specifically, I would like to go for something that is the size of Maple's back.
Oh hell yes!
Nice.
I'm going for these
Absolutely
vibes,
fucking-
lads.
Nice.
Oh.
Like halfway down the tail, you find one that is like just the right size. It's like a small cluster of scales that got damaged at some point that kind of come into a bit of a spine, and have like 3 spikes coming out of the back. Maple can just like look like Sonic. Spikes coming out your back.
Someone cast haste on Maple quickly.
Yeah, so you get like
No
red
course.
dragon tail ridge scale
Thank you.
thing. Hope it's been a long rest. I mean, all of you long rested up. Also, Hope your wild magic resets to 1.
Oh, sick.
Golden. Is there anything else you guys would like to do in the morning before Felix comes and chats with you?
I will wait to try and take apart this dragon until after we've been talked to, like after we've been debriefed.
Okay. Debriefed.
Yep.
Any more?
Nope.
Alrighty. As you guys are kind of taking these sections, and all these scales like are still wet at the base. They're not like nice dry pieces, but you wrap them in some cloth and you stow them in your packs and things. Captain Fellick comes out. All right, sorry to rush you guys, but if we could come and do a bit of a what happens next chat back inside. And he leads you all back in to the small office that you first spoke to him in, the very kind of cramped makeshift office. You get the impression this probably wasn't an office before. It was probably in another building that got destroyed. But he sits down in the central chair. His lieutenant, Goric Ambrai, is sat in the corner taking notes of what occurs. As you guys file into the room, he looks tired, like really tired, but has that same kind of youthful gleam to his eye. An uncharacteristic grey streak of hair for someone his age paints the side of this halfling's head, and he's kind of tapping his fingers on the table. Well, that went well.
Yes.
That is
Say
a
that again.
bit
Good
of an
job.
understatement.
Yeah,
Thank you.
like I know a lot of the guys said it last night, but thank you.
Thank you. We couldn't have done it without your cannons and your
True.
medics.
Very true.
And your archers. So many of them. Like 10.
You have good
They're
men
good,
here.
I do,
Well, good soldiers.
for sure. It got, I'm not gonna lie, it got a bit dark there for about a week or so. I'm sure you guys are familiar trying to be the only one with a bit of optimism, try and keep the spirits up his work.
Oh, we could all always use a little bit of hope, couldn't we?
I'm getting that's your brand. I appreciate
Please,
it.
rocks fall on hope she dies. Like, so.
Well,
Yeah. That message we sent with the Raven will have gotten there by now. So I think, unless you guys have any drastic issues with it, we're going to return to Adigan. I'm going to come with you. I'm going to take that head. Yeah, like I said yesterday, we have to assume that Volm know.
Do.
They
Fair enough.
probably could have had some kind of watch on him. I don't know too much, but
What do you think is next for the fort?
well, some renovations
That's
urgently. But now with the dragon gone, we'll be able to get some workers out here pretty quick. And more soldiers. As part of the message, I request that we send a good chunk of the Beast Corps to just race through these woods and just take them quick. And if we can follow in with some of the 5th Infantry, we can start setting up some outposts in the woods themselves. Start actually making a bit of a foothold there for ourselves.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, a lot of work, and I mean the fight's far from over, but
I imagine
good start.
Vom will not be leaving this area. So I don't know,
No.
out of their concern, let's say. Now that we have taken down the dragon.
yeah. I mean there are plans. There are plans to retake Epsom at the coast. So if we can make sure we are keeping the pressure on all across the board, that will make life a little bit more difficult for them. And there are some gun scout teams on the standby that we can maybe send through the southern wood. And if we can strike through Volm, I don't use the term assassinate lightly, but frankly, Volm is a pretty top-heavy structure. There's a lot of very powerful people that can move around very easily. If we can strike them before they deploy to the battlefield, then we can significantly impact their capabilities. But that's long-term stuff. For now, I think probably this afternoon, late morning, we'll head out. We've got that head on the cart. We'll get back to Adigan. I think we'll probably do the wall. We'll go up north by the wall, display this to the troops. They could probably use the morale boost. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to run by you guys. Just what's happening next.
That's fair.
Anything for you guys?
I'll just want you to make sure that, and he's gonna take out 100 of his gold, and put it on the table. That the soldiers here get a little raise. They didn't.
I'll appreciate that for sure.
Yeah, survive through this shit for nothing.
That's absolutely right.
Props to them.
I appreciate that, and they will too. He kind of takes it and puts it in a little chest under the table. All right. Well, if you guys want to gather your things, I'll gather mine. Corey, you good?
Andrew, I have an OOC question. I know
Go for it.
people are going on holiday, summer holidays, and breaks and things like that. Like, I think we're all really super keen to go find the Horde. But honestly, like, if that is like a narrative nightmare in the sense that Alex goes on holiday and I'm disappearing, I'm happy to go back to Adagan. I just wanted to check that's why. Like, you know, I was just checking that this is how the pieces are lining up of our character.
In terms of a recap of what you know, / conjecture, he has not, but whatever Horde is nearby, if there is one, does not contain much of value. Yeah. He has been besieging a fort. There are not
He's
much
a
in the way of...
fucking shite red dragon.
Yeah, no, it's not his territory.
He just has like a bigger.
He's been raiding a
somewhere
fort.
else.
He hasn't had time to raid villages and towns and caravans near here. So
Yeah, it's not
Like,
his
I know,
horde, it's his raiding outpost.
The point still stands that he's a shit dragon.
Yeah, he's still
No,
shit.
sure.
I mean, yeah, it's dead. Like, that itself is just good
So
shit.
he absolutely has a big fuck off horde somewhere. It's just probably near where you know he's from, which is Markenford, which is the other side of Volm.
Let's go.
So, as far as what you guys know, there is probably nothing massively of value nearby, and military people will be coming this way anyway. So there's, unless you want to travel all the way through the wood to Markenford, attack a Volman town, and see what is lying there.
That's
there's
exactly
probably
what
not a
we're
lot.
gonna do.
That's probably
Let's
not...
do that in a session.
Yeah.
Like, no, like that's what I
About an
meant.
hour.
That's why I asked this question out of character, because I think we actually do all want to do that. But but
Like,
it makes absolutely not any sense in
to do it now.
current circumstances. Yes.
Yeah, to reinforce what you guys know, Markenford is not just his home; it is a Volman town.
It's fine.
Like, it is a whole.
Very.
We can take them.
He's
we can take the whole
he's
town.
a weird
Yeah,
guy.
we can.
Yeah.
We can. A whole town. Just.
What use is a king out of subjects?
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, he was a prince.
Okay, well.
Cinder prince.
Technically,
I
he's dead,
recall.
so it's
Well, I would have said Cinder King, but Matt Mercer nicked that one, so.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Damn it,
Matt.
Mercer.
Matt Mercer nicked that one like 5 years ago.
The Ember Emperor.
The Emperor.
The
You run a
Emperor.
game and use that name. That's a good name. We should use it.
Yeah, I should use it. I will use
Dragon
it.
Heist.
I'll
So,
make
yeah,
a better
so-
dragon.
So, yeah. If you want to go for his full horde, you absolutely can. I haven't planned a trek through the whole of the Vinhollow Forest to a Volman town, but just so that you guys are aware of what that actually entails.
No, prudence and therefore hope are like, yeah, we should probably then go back
Just
to
go
Adagan
home.
so that there's like a break that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. And also, like, if it's that far away, you know, it's just like, I guess Volm will get to it
figure out
before
what
we do.
when holidays and breaks are done. Cool. That's nice.
Yeah. Cool.
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 So, is there anything else you guys need or want to ask before you guys start gathering your things? I don't think so.
I would just like to say to the captain, I know we've gathered everything from the dragon that we think we can make use of. If your soldiers have done the same, I would like to start up the process of returning it in some sense to the earth, to the weave.
That is a a wonderful sentiment that I respect greatly. However, I think there is more that we can take from it that will provide an advantage to us in this fight.
Of course.
There are potions that can be brewed, items that can be made by those few that know how to make them. He will be returned to the earth respectfully.
Thank you.
I don't think we're done with him yet.
Of course.
And like he, with your chonky insight, you can tell he is very genuinely.
Yeah.
He
I
respects
trust him.
that intent.
I trust him, yeah.
Intend to do that.
Well, may his soul find its way to the Silver Sea.
Oh wait, dragons too get there?
Everyone goes there.
Oh
darling.
wow.
Unless, you're nitwit. I say quietly from the corner of my
Or
mouth.
me.
Or Newt.
It's just standing here like, hi.
Yeah. Yeah. Or me. So please don't. Yeah. I don't. Yeah.
I mean,
Anyway.
that's entirely your fault, Ashura, so whatever.
Wait, I think we should check the nearby vicinity to make sure that
Oh
there
my
isn't a
God.
fox with a dragon soul in it. Get
Like,
wild.
basically, guys, the
creature.
reason I said may his soul find his way there is I was implying let's fucking hope his soul isn't kicking about, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that would be awful.
Draculage. Yeah.
Like a Kalashtar with the dragon soul inside.
Oh,
Oh
God.
my god, that's dope.
Ivrenfar.
Yes,
No, you gave him an idea.
great idea, Newt.
18
Jordan!
later. What? Stop, Jordan. Giving bad idea. Damn it.
You plugged in a second ship. It was like, let's...
Are you guys doing anything in particular aside from gathering your things and preparing to leave?
No.
Alrighty, as you guys are
Giving
gathering your
Nitwit a
things,
kiss.
mwah.
Takes hours.
Give my rifle a kiss.
Hell yeah, a bunch of the soldiers dive in on that as well.
Everyone.
There's just a hot, steamy scene of everybody making out with Markos' rifle.
It is.
It's a native, oh boy. Stop.
Smooth barrel.
It's a.
Oh
Okay.
God.
All right. A lot of the soldiers do come around to help you guys gather your things to get the cart on the path and ready to leave. And a lot of them are just kind of. There are some that say it. There are some that say it silently. They're all very grateful and impressed. Like, it was just a cool display watching you guys fucking just fight a dragon in a field. And had you guys not held that dragon in that battlefield for as long as you did, one strafing run of flames across that battlement is most of them dead. And all of them made it out alive of that fight. And they know that. Yeah. The carts are laid out. You guys gather your various mounts, whether it be horses you brought with you, jackalopes, summoned wolves, and you guys begin your journey back to Adigan. Your journey takes you north along this wall, and you see it stretches far, far now behind you and ahead of you. The sun crossing above as it passes to the other side of the wall to the west. You see other soldiers and small, like, towers that break up this wall, with some soldiers sitting outside that kind of catch a glimpse, throw a wave, and then seeing the cart run over and seeing the dragon head are immediately thrilled with the news. They kind of high-five you guys. Captain Fellock gives them a little wink if you seem to recognize him and congratulate him.
Ashura, you need to write a song about this battle.
I'm writing it right now.
Yes.
That's a good idea. And as you said, like right now, like he's just taking out the pay. I was doing it. That's a good idea. I had that idea first.
Me with all of my uni work.
All right.
But yeah, they come up, they get excited, and a lot of them run back into the towers to spread that news. You cross paths with a number of merchants and traders and delivery carts, bringing arrows and wood and food and barrels of water to these different towers that also cross your path. See this, and like you see, there's one which quite a round-bellied dwarven man, quite old even for a dwarf, who has a young dwarven girl with him, like sitting on his cart as they're going along. With a way too big straw hat. And you guys pass, and looks over, and she's just over the side of the cart. Pa, look, Pa! And he kind of comes over. And says, what the fuck is that? And I kind of pulls his cart alongside yours and like cheers to you and passes over a bottle of wine he was keeping to you guys.
Lovely guy.
And goes on his way.
Tell them it's the Soulguard who did it, and the fort. A Flail end.
I'm totally gonna like prestidigitate sparkles and things as we like you know when Gandalf comes to Hobbiton, that energy as
with all the fireworks
goes past.
Oh, I'd like to add to that. Ashura playing the harp as we're walking. Every time we walk with people, just saying, the Soulguard did it, and the Fort of Flail end. That's us. Did it.
Ashura's like, it's us.
It's
Don't
us.
forget it.
And then together we killed him. That's it. All right. Don't forget it.
You might as well make flyers at this point.
Hello. There you go. Thank you.
We've done it before. We did
Come
it.
back.
We did it.
Hope
being
has illusory script.
Yeah, do distrust of
the
that
smear
boy.
campaign.
We did flyers when we were like, let's try and take down the Mind Flayer cult. We started that like mini smear campaign to try and stop people going to Canis.
With flyers.
Yeah.
That was so funny.
That was so funny. But yeah,
Handing
as the
out
first
business
day
cards.
as the sun actually begins to crest to the east into the horizon, you guys find yourselves coming up a large town. A hill rises up, a thick, deciduous forest rising. It's kind of this blot in the landscape. The wall ascends to this large town, and you see at the very peak of this hill, like probably the largest single fort you've seen along this wall.
Can you move us to the city map? To the
That
world
is a
map?
good idea.
Yeah, world
Yes,
map.
you
I was
are
gonna
right.
ask.
As you
Yes,
guys end your first day of travel at Brynwood,
Grimwood.
a town that
Shit.
sprawls down this hill to the east.
Can you also get rid of the tunnel, then?
Yes, you're right.
Pariah, fucking
Um,
move!
Making me anxious.
Yeah.
Pariah.
Wait. Fuck you all. No,
Um,
damn it, I can't.
You cross a bridge over a large, slow-moving river. There's a cobblestone as you enter this town. You guys find accommodation with the armed forces, but overnight, from like a couple people are catching a glimpse of your cart and scampering off as you guys leave the next morning. Unless there's anything else you wish to do in Brynwood of the morning and evening.
Sing
Yep,
songs, tell stories,
that's exactly what I was gonna
give them
say.
whiskey.
Yeah.
All that good tavern stuff.
Hell yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah, Ashura will definitely make the turn of like all the bars singing the same song that he has for now only written a bit, the first paragraph that he has. And he went to like Hope and was like, is that good? Yeah, like tall and big. I think that's what
Hopeful.
makes it.
No, I think you should swap
No?
it for like Ruby of the Skies, darling.
It'll be-
And you can rhyme the
Okay.
skies with the flies you've put in this line here.
Oh,
about how
yeah,
it
yeah,
flies
yeah.
around.
All right, and then I'll do like a
See?
okay, so much. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Like as the arrow flies, it strikes the ruby of the sky. I don't know.
Oh, Markos.
That's
Natural
I will keep it in mind, Markos. Good job.
If,
and I'll
if there's a
pass it on.
harpsichord, I will do some janky chords. Hope can play the harpsichord if
Hell
there's a
yeah.
harpsichord at the tavern. But not well.
There's probably like one tavern that has like a slightly out of tune harpsichord.
Yeah.
Like if Ashura knows
A
something,
honky-tonk harpsichord.
if Ashura knows something, is the power of rumors, and so
Yeah.
he's just going around town just saying like Soulguard and the fort of Flay's End, and he loses his accent when he says it's great. Just to sound more Adigani. And yeah.
A bunch
my
of
God.
strange people with a name that rings bells of them. A lot of people seem to actually recognize the name of the Soulguard.
Yeah.
Many of them can't pin exactly, and then the song starts spreading. And the difference between in the morning and the night you go to sleep, in the morning you wake and you gather your things and you need to head out. Small crowds gather as you guys like leaving parade as you leave through the city. Like crowds gather at the edge of the street to catch a glimpse of this dragon's head. You guys travel along the road.
I'm just gonna say, Hope spends an extra like 2 hours in the morning, like doing her hair, doing her
Okay.
makeup. She gets out one of her like extremely fancy gowns that she keeps in her backpack.
Nice.
Like, she is gonna drink this the fuck in. She is going to spread her wings when it feels appropriate to do so. She's like loving
Milking
it.
it.
Oh, she's
Hell
milking
yeah.
it.
In contrast, Maple is miserable. Maple's having the worst time.
No.
Maple, if you want to just sit in the car, I've got a nice blanket and I'll do all the flashy stuff. I know it's not up your alley. It's not.
I
your
mean,
cup of tea.
I can sit here. I just don't ask me to talk to anyone.
You don't have to talk, darling. That's what I'm here for. I'll give you a little squeeze on the wrist.
Pariah spends a lot of the journey sitting next to you, Maple.
Shame.
Although he did introduce himself as a seeker of truth and glory and treasure, he does not seem to be milking this or stepping into the limelight at all. He kind of sits alongside you inside the cart as Ashura and Hope do the flash, and kind of nod into the whole accepting praise thing.
I mean, it's fine. I'm just not a people person.
Well, you don't have to do much talking for them to love you, apparently. So, job well done. Another day of travel passes. You guys end up staying a night along the side of the road. One of the same side campsite along the Gen River that you stayed in before. When you travelled to Rowlett's Ken so many weeks ago. On your last day of travel, it's even aside from Hope, the rest of you, it is starting a little bit tiresome. The fact that every person you see on the road is another explain what happened. They love it. Wow. It's positive, but it's a lot of socializing.
But we love it. And
You pretends to be a nerd for a lot of it.
Yes.
Just accidentally he's been turned off.
and then Hope and like everyone talking to people will just sound crazy. You see that guy over there? Yeah, he dealt the killing blow. He's not moving. No, it's like a real moving thing. Move. Damn it! No, I swear to God, he does move. You please. I sound like a crazy man here. God damn it.
As you guys are entering the Queen's Wood, the large forest where once upon a time you fought the infernal Fey Warden, and you begin to see your horizon becomes dominated by the towering livingwood tree that marks the arrival of Adigan. You approach the crossroads, and standing by one of the signposts in the crossroads of this wood, you see a figure with a lithe female human form, long, very beautiful but quite subtle purple velvet robes with very fine gold embroidery across the trim. The hood is down, and you see an intricate nest of braided brown hair, quite pale skin, quite a sharp chin. A figure that I would say, Hope and Ashura you recognize. Markos, yeah, I think you would as well. Hemlock, Maple, Newt, you do not recognize who this figure is, but the three of you, this is Princess Soraya, the daughter of King Gren. And you guys approach, she lifts her head. Soulguard, I'd say welcome. We're not quite there yet. I have a few things that I need to say before we get there.
Greetings, Princess. It's not often someone royal greets us on the outskirts of Adigan. I'm so glad to see you, and I will curtsy. The classic.
She nods in acceptance.
Ashura follows.
Markos immediately knelt when he recognized who it was.
For those of
Does
you,
a half bow.
my name is Princess Soraya Oathal, first daughter of King Gren, heir to the throne.
Daughter,
Heir to this pussy girl.
Oh.
Hope doesn't say that.
So
Prudence says that.
Is where we'll
Damn
take our
Brew.
break.
And on that note,
Oh, you're not kidding? Oh shit!
It's
It's 8 o'clock.
hitting 8 p.m. That's where we'll take our break.
You
anyway,
faced
Your
her name in
brother's in the
chat.
call right now. I want you to know that and keep that in mind.
I have vaguely watched in the chat. I have not seen anything that's super specific.
No, I mean, paste her name so I know how to spell it.
Oh, right, yes. I put it
Yes.
in the chat once we break.
Believe.
Cool. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Those of you guys who are
Yes.
here. Thank you, everyone in the
Thank
chat
you.
for being active
Thank
and
you all.
interacting with us. A few things to say before we do disappear to get some snacks to drink and some stuff. One, if you guys are enjoying the show, tell us. Get in the chat. Share it around. Get some friends in on this nonsense. We're just a bunch of friends playing some D&D. Let's make it a bigger bunch of friends playing some D&D.
We want more nerds.
Hell yeah. So
More nerds.
check
As
us out
many
on...
nerds as you can gather.
Yes.
Put them in a group.
So
We're
to
doing
also-
a nerd exchange scheme.
We are doing an exchange. So to keep up with us when we're posting stuff, when we're going live, when we're producing other content like Lore Drop, like the character bios, which you guys should check out in this break if you guys aren't super busy getting drinks and stuff. To keep up with this, get us on Facebook. We are at Chasing Tales Podcast on Facebook. On Instagram, we are Chasing Tales Podcast. On Twitter, we are at Chasing Tales Pod. So get us on those, keep up with us, and you guys won't miss a thing. Second thing, a big thank you to our friends and our partners at the Cognitive Merchant, producers of
Right,
bespoke,
right there.
handmade leather and vegan leather, accessories for tabletop RPGs, for LARP, for cosplay. They make dice trays, dice bags, some brand new awesome boot wings. So like dragon,
Oh my god,
bats,
they are
fairy
so
wings.
cute. I'm
You
gonna get
attach
so
to the
good.
lace-
They're
the
so
laces of your
nice.
shoes.
Spoiler alert, guys, we're also making tiny ones for children, and they're the most adorable thing I've ever seen.
Oh my
Ah!
god.
Oh, they're
They're so
incomplete.
cute.
They're incomplete.
Oh, they're
I can't
complete.
wait.
Okay, we have some, as our lovely Maple actually works on these, but they're not yet ready. So go check those guys out.
Maple, the hard worker.
They're on Twitter at
Mhm.
Cognitive Merch, Insta at Cognitive Merchant. And if you guys want to go check out their stuff and what they're up to, check out their website, which is thecognitivemerchant.co.uk. That is thecognitivemerchant.co.uk.
We're also on Etsy for actually buying products right now. So
Perfect. Yeah, so go check us out, follow us, go check them out, follow them. People in chat, thank you guys so much for being around. I know we've had some people popping off in the chat from other streams. Thank you so much for checking us out. We love you and appreciate you. Yeah, That is
I have
all I
an
have to
extra
say.
little thing to say.
go for it.
Speaking of bringing your cubes of nerds and things like that, we do run this. This is our Thursday night game. This is our long-running campaign, and Andrew is an amazing DM. But we're gonna start putting more little bits on. It is work in progress. It's very, very early days, so this isn't like an official announcement of anything. This is just that. Yeah, if you interact and play with us, we're gonna be slowly making a proper community out of it rather than it just being us 7.
Yeah.
We're hopefully going to have a big thing, and it'll be really
Yeah.
cute to have all
Like
of you
10
with us.
people.
Yeah, we
Like
love
10.
you.
10.
Like
10 is the common
maybe
goal.
we'll try to we'll
Like
try,
a lot.
if we're crazy, maybe 11, but that may be too
Oh,
much
that's a
to do.
step.
That's
That's a
really
step,
nice.
Alex.
I know,
Calm down.
I am crazy.
Wait, y'all can
Yeah.
count that high?
We're just a bunch of friends that like nerdy stuff, and if that's you guys, we want to be your friends too.
Yeah.
So
We really
keep an eye out on those
Oh, yeah.
socials. I believe we're kind of opening up our Discord to actually bring
At some
people
point.
together and stuff. So keep an eye out on our socials for that
Soon
when that
TM.
happens. Yeah, cool. We're gonna go now
Okay.
and have a bit of a break. If you guys want to keep watching stuff, go to our YouTube. Go to the Chasing Tales YouTube. There is
Yes,
the Lord
I
Rock.
have
There are
shared
character
it.
bios.
I have shared it in the
It's in the
Twitch
chat.
chat. So if you're
Awesome.
listening
Yay.
and not looking, you can go have a
Mhm.
little peep if you fancy.
Go for it.
But prioritize hydrating, please.
Mhm.
Hydrating is important, boys.
Hydro
that-
homies.
You get a high.
Hydrate!
It's
That is all I have to say. So, we
Thank you,
will be
Andrew.
back live again at 8:30. Promise. Yeah, go get a drink. Be back at 8. We'll see you guys soon.
Yeah.
Come on.
Bye.
Bye.
See you soon.
Benny, beam us
Later.
out.
What?
Aloha.
Are we here?
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello. Hi. Hi.
I'm home.
I think we are in slightly the wrong order.
Yes.
It's
Only
'cause-
because some people are eating and don't want to subject you to that on cam and that kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's just one camera.
So, yeah, Alex and Riona are still in the right
Oof.
place, but
Yep.
Mhm.
the rest of us are switched around.
Oof.
Yeah, you really didn't want to see what I was doing to that curry. It was
Oh,
it was a
no.
lot. I mean, I was shocked and appalled by my own actions,
Oh my.
but it was a very delicious curry.
What did you do to it?
Oh, it was more just
No.
like
What?
the fervor
Oh, okay.
with which I consumed it.
The enthusiasm.
Excuse
So-
me.
I was gonna say, if it was anything other than eat it, then I'm concerned.
No. It was definitely just like chowing down on some tasty Indian food. But
Whoa.
wow.
Explosion. I thought that
What
was
was that?
gangster. That was
I've got hiccups.
Fireball.
wow.
Oh,
that's-
no.
Those are. You have a sniper in those.
That's
and
a
that's
violent hiccups.
violent hiccups, dude. Shotgun.
hey, it was a spicy
Ooh.
curry.
What's
Wow,
everyone
yeah, you-
having for tea?
I'm having Coke.
I had
Eat
some
proper food.
Not healthy.
reheated stir fry.
I had to call people, so I didn't have to get the get some food. I'll eat after the show. While reading some
It's gonna be like almost
I am
midnight.
waiting on some chicken.
while reading some lore dump.
Yeah,
from
like whatever
Andrew.
time it.
Some pasta.
Nice.
How's chat doing? What did chat do during those 30 minutes we've been away?
Nothing. Yes. Je suis Josie. See you later. She's so cute.
Is she back?
No,
Yeah,
she's not.
She
Is
says
back?
she sent me some messages. She's gonna be back. She's gonna be back a little bit later because she's eating tea. But she sent me a message saying to tell you all that she loves you all.
Aw.
Aw.
We love them too.
Who do we have? Let's read out some users from my mod panel.
We have
Yeah.
2
I
viewers
have
right now.
one FPS. Helen 1 FPS. Hopefully we're doing better FPS than that.
Mm-hmm.
At least 2.
Commander
At least.
Root, you're here all the time.
Hmm.
Nice to see you again. Big up.
Big
Demon
up.
Wisp 55. Je suis Josie, who we have just heard is
No,
potentially
baby.
maybe not here. Is here? Is she here?
I don't know. Maybe she's a ghost.
Lemon Juice is 12. Liam
Woo.
LCXCX, which, if you couldn't guess, is one of my buddies with a name like
Yeah.
XCX in
Yeah.
the username. We have Lurks, Brother Slayer, and Verbal Component still. Hello,
Verbal
everybody.
Component.
If you
Welcome
are
to
still
all of you.
here, you know, if you're not here and my Twitch is lying, that's cool.
Did you
know,
call
you
out?
go have a nice evening, have a nice lunchtime.
Did you call out Kiki Blacker?
I
Which
did
is a
not.
name I have not seen before. Welcome to you.
Hell yeah.
Hi.
I can hear echo. Who is having echo? Let's find the echo person.
I can hear a bit of an echo.
Okay.
Hello, it's me, Prudence. Do I have the echo?
No, you're clean. I'm thinking it's Riona.
I think I've definitely got a bit of an echo. I've definitely got a bit of an echo. I have for like the past few weeks, and I've got no idea how to fix it. I'm afraid.
You have been eliminated, Riona. You're now banned. Your character Hemlock.
Alex, excuse you?
I mean, hey, do you remember that time Andrew accidentally deleted Hemlock from existence?
Oh, fuck. That was bad. Bad juju.
Look, I don't know about you guys, but I don't really want to get
Gonna
rid of the
be
one
taking-
person who can
taking
cast
bets.
Reincarnate. And I'm making it Loretta.
My boyfriend.
I'm gonna be taking
is-
bets. Taking bets. How many characters am I gonna play over the course of this campaign?
I'm gonna say 4.
Hmm.
I've already got 2.
You've already got 3.
4.
37.
You've already
I've got
3.
2 so far.
No, you've
I've
got 3.
Hemlock and Kaelin.
Yeah,
Have I got
and
3?
and
Who's my third one?
you only played them for 1 session.
Who? I don't know who you're talking
You're-
about.
You're evil, evil angel.
Oh, is it? Are we
person.
talking about Oh, evil, Ether.
Prudence
Yeah.
has left the chat.
Yeah. In.
Did you really leave the chat?
No, I'm still
Uh,
here. I'm just pissed that you all killed
Prudence.
Isaiah.
This is what happens when you're not there.
Hey,
They kill you
Prue,
with
Prue, I ripped your boyfriend's wings off, Prue,
Oh, God
with my
damn.
bare hands, Prue.
That sounds horrible. Don't say that.
You're a bear.
It's not very nice. It's not very nice.
He did like knock me unconscious in return. He was not happy with me.
Understandably. Like, if
Yeah.
someone just came up and ripped my arms off, I probably wouldn't be too happy with them. I might
No.
be
Are
slightly
wings
disappointed
like
in their
arms?
Wings, angel arms.
Well,
Answers in chat.
I mean, like, angels have wings,
dep-
legs, and arms. Does that make them insect?
Okay.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're
Yes.
insectoids, all of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Child.
You all thought I was a scaly this whole time. I'm actually a chitiny.
A buggy.
Kitey, a buggy.
You're a buggy.
I'm a buggy.
From. Oh my god, Bramble's choices make more sense. It was hidden in plain sight this whole time.
Oh man, that was a hot curry, and I think it's attacking me back
Oh no! Don't.
with similar ferocity to that which I attacked it.
Oh, that sounds horrible. Stop there. Don't go further with that.
What comes around goes around.
Oh no, it's just hot. It's burny, but it's good. I love it.
Bernie? It's
Bernie.
Bernie. It's
Bernie.
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 Oh my god, you have Bernie in your.
Why does your curry want to get rid
Get
of
him
the woman
out.
Bernie
Hey, just-
Sanders.
Healthcare for all.
Oh, yeah.
Careful! Your throat is just screaming. Behave
Conspiracy.
Careful.
All right.
It's got a
Did
good
we
job, right?
confirm whether it was Wednesday or Thursday in game?
No, I count my numbers, not days.
Okay,
I will.
well,
I
So
love.
you
I love-
guys arrived at Flail's on the 6th. Boy interrupted on the 7th.
we
So-
left on the 8th.
So you left on the 8th. You slept twice on the trip, so 9th, 10th. It's the 10th.
So we're back in Adigan on the 10th.
Yes.
Right. So I believe it's the Wednesday. It's Poldra, guys.
I believe you
Alright.
also didn't post
Fantasy
our lovely
Wednesday.
princess's
Yeah,
name.
That's right.
Princess Soraya.
Oh yeah, can you drop her name
Cool.
in the chat?
Thank you very
Soraya.
much.
Cool. I'm good to go. I'm a little
I'm
rosy
good to
cheeked
go.
from the hot pasta, but I am here.
I will eat later in the day, so I am good.
Alrighty.
Is this just like a royal
Okay,
version of the name
you're-
Sarah?
No.
Hmm.
Different name.
Fantasy
Yeah.
Sarah.
Stop
Fantasy
it right
Sarah.
there. It's Princess.
Princess Sarah. Okay.
Yeah. Sarah. No, don't say Sarah. Daughter of the king. I like daughter of the king. Wow, I've got so many notes now. So you were saying, Andrew, so Hemlock, Newt and I didn't know she was. No, Hemlock.
So, Markos and Hope are aware of her as both citizens of the country. Hope, you've probably seen her on the other side of a party once, maybe. And similar to you, Ashura, while acting as an attendant of Lady Kai, you probably saw her at a party maybe once.
Okay, cool.
You probably more often saw her younger brother, the prince, but he's more of a party goer. If you want to know any more, I'll say you can make a history check if you'd like.
I'd like to, just so I can write the notes.
Go for it.
Am I welcome to make it as well?
Yes, of course.
No, because you already know everything. It's just impregnated in your.
Not
I
allowed.
got a nat 1 Ashura, so you can fucking flap your lips all you want. I don't know shit.
Shit,
For some reason.
I was trying to give you a compliment. I was like, you don't even need to. You just know. 15 for me. Psych.
Okay.
I'll teach Hope about it again.
Hope, you know that she is the more business-minded of the two. She is less socially present. She is often more busy. Ashura, you know, she is renowned as being keenly intelligent. She is for someone who's relatively young, she is someone in her 30s. as a relatively young person, she is already taking over responsibility of a decent number of her father's royal tasks as he ages.
Let's
Yeah.
see. I like the idea. That's why bowed. He doesn't really bow. Like he bows just slightly for the king, and he gave like a big bow to her because she's like, she's good. She's good. The king, yeah, her. Good.
Maple just salutes everyone.
Yeah.
No discrimination.
Nope.
The two finger, it's the lesbian two finger salute. Like it's
Exactly.
Lapus, I do.
Yes,
So-
sir.
Where we left off, you were being approached by this robed figure with her sharp chin and her braided hair. So, Soulguard, I've come to just make sure that you're prepared for what awaits you in the capital. I'm sure you're not surprised. Word of your victory has reached us. We received the raven that you sent. The streets are alive with excitement. A ceremony of receival has been prepared at the Livingwood Yard. As you approach, you'll be met with a gathering of both civilians, some soldiers, some dignitaries, in front of the Livingwood tree. My father wishes to make this something of an event for those in the city. So you have the remainder of your journey to make any other preparations you wish before presenting yourselves before such an audience. That is pretty much all. I shall introduce you when we arrive. Yes, a small procession of soldiers will meet us at the gates of the city and will be an escort as we approach the Livingwood Yard. I shall introduce. My father will make a short speech. There will be an opportunity for you to speak, both to the people of Adagan and also to the soldiers and dignitaries, should you wish. There will most likely be a prayer of some kind, and then people will disperse and you'll be able to go on your way. Let's keep walking, and she immediately turns and swiftly mounts her horse. And as the horses on the cart instinctually begin to trot along and begin moving again.
I think you can stand now, sweetie. I don't think she expected you to kneel that long.
Yes, my knee is starting to hurt a little.
Yeah, let me help you up.
Come along.
Princess, if I may ask, I don't want to, say anything wrong, but do you think is any aid is gonna go to the Flail's End? Any for the guards that were there? The swords guards alone. So, are there any?
I'm quite certain both reinforcements and repairs will be on the way. Not a matter of discussion for now, however. The specifics of this will not be decided by me. It shall be the generals and likely word from my father. But yes, aid will travel south. Have any of you any other questions as we approach?
No.
My lady, this is too much. We do not need such a display. I mean, we were merely acting in the best interests of the kingdom.
Make no mistake, this isn't for you. We're grateful for what you've done, but it's the people of Adagan that need a lift in spirits.
Hope's feelings are hurt. Damn, like I thought this was for both of us. I thought this was for the Soulguard and for the people of Adagan, but damn, she just roasted me out here being
Savage.
Like, this ain't for you, bitch.
Whoever is very close to Ashura will just lean in and say, I didn't expect she was going to be that mean. Just,
You see
No,
all
I
the
kind of
color.
like it, and I don't know why.
All the color just drains from Markos's face, and then comes back up in a shade of pink. And he is of course, my lady. I should not have presumed.
Do not misunderstand me. We are immensely grateful for what you've done. And
I can see that.
it will be a service that does not go unrewarded. You have done a great service
Should
to
be
the
a wooden
soldiers you fought with, to yourselves, and to this country, and that we recognise. But
I mean, the
more
greatest
important,
reward is turning the tide of war, potentially, restoring
Indeed.
hope to our fellow Adaganis. That in itself is a sweet, sweet victory. I mean, okay, it would be a little, overreaching of me to speak for the others, but I am humbled by your mere presence, my lady. And I will bow my head because, I don't know, this is all I do is I suck up to powerful people all the time.
Yes, no, I believe you are correct. Hope is the greatest reward from this.
Oh, Markos,
No,
stop!
and he
You're
just goes
so
red again. He
sweet.
just goes red again.
Markos, you have such a silver tongue, you don't even know.
Better
you
at
really
smooth
are
talking than you,
adorable.
Ashura.
Yeah, well, okay, let's not. Right.
Yeah, to be clear, this is about instilling
Morale.
hope
Yeah.
into both the people and also the court.
Oh, I don't know
mean-
if I have that kind of stamina.
No,
I'm so sorry, my lady. I think Ashura's rubbing off on me. Goodness, I'm just going to be quiet. I'm
How
going
are
to
you throwing me
button
into
my
the-
lips
Think
and
of your relationships, it's not of my purview.
No, but
it
Princess,
could
obviously,
be.
obviously this victory.
No, I don't think so.
No, bitch! Rip!
Oh no! Obviously, Princess, this victory means much more to Adagan than to us. I mean, as in, it will have bigger repercussion to Adagan rather than to us. And therefore, I agree. The morale that can come out of it and the hope for the fight is of much more importance. Therefore, Miss Summerhood, we need to find great outfits. I think it's heavily important for the hope of the country. Morale, we need to look as good as possible. I'm just saying. It
may
I don't-
sound petty, but aesthetics are extremely important.
Yes.
If we can somehow present... I think we have a chance to make ourselves look humble here. I know, look at me. I look ridiculous, I get it.
I
I
was
mean,
not
this
thinking about
dress is great. But if we make ourselves humble, Ashura, it instills the hope that any one of us could be a hero of Adagan. Anyone in these crowds could be a hero of Adagan. And like, I don't mean this unkindly. Like, I really, really don't. And Maple, you know what I'm like. But like, we could take some lessons from the less well-dressed of us here.
You mean like Markos and all? Like should I wear what?
Sure.
What?
I was kind of like trying to say like yes, but don't say that out loud.
You mean like
Aside from anything, not only is Ashura insulting Markos, but Ashura is insulting the Adagani military because that's fucking uniform.
Yeah.
yeah.
The uniform, those
Ashura
colors.
just shaded the whole
Uniform-
military.
I'm sorry, uniform aesthetic, the most important of all.
No, I understand. My
I'm joking, you're handsome. Don't say anything.
civilian clothes are not particularly fancy.
But so are you
I mean,
telling
that's how it
me?
is for most of us.
Are you telling me I need to throw away my idea of illusory
What
fiery
I'm saying,
cape?
what I'm
Is that
saying
it? I was
is
ready to do it.
an illusory fairy cape is beautiful, Ashura,
Yes,
but like
it was great.
the
I had it in mind.
speaking of uniforms, the military wear a uniform for reason. Sorry, princess, that we've diverted so wildly off track. I will be back
It's
with
the
you
most-
in a moment.
It's been a very long weekend.
But coming in showy and bright is obviously what I want to do. But I know that the more we seem separate from the people of Adagan, the more we seem... 4 of you are foreigners. The more we seem something different,
Hey.
the more risky this is as a way... Oh, sorry, Pariah, 5 of us. The more this seems
I'm quite sure I don't.
a way of...
I was there. I don't think I quite. I'm one of
You
yet.
definitely deserve to be here. I won't hear a word of it. We can talk about that later. Basically,
Oh.
what I'm trying to say is if we look humble and just clean and pure and good, and I know that sounds ridiculous, but you can dress yourself in that way trust me, and this is my specialty.
I don't like
we
it when
have
you're right.
we have a higher, that's what brings hope. That gnome could be me. That druid could be me. That's what I want people to feel when they see us. I don't want us to look, if you'll forgive me, princess, like royalty. I want us to look like, the royalty exists to look like royalty. We can be here to instill, hope by just
Lady
looking.
Summerhold is correct.
Damn it.
Your appearance, all of you, is perfectly acceptable for this occasion. I did mean more emotional preparation for standing in front of a crowd during a ceremony. Didn't want to just spring that on you.
Oh goodness, sorry. Yes, as the chatterbox, that's obviously fine by me. I've completely forgotten everyone else. Ooh, hope being quiet now. Said I would.
I hate it when you're so
But
right.
Your thoughts on humble appearance are not incorrect. Yeah. and keeps writing.
I mean,
She's so uninterested in us.
Look, if
This
you
is
all want
business.
advice on how to dress more like the public and would kind of blend in, hey, I've been doing that for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Well, I think partially displaying both a defecting warforged and a tiefling and a Hakuri, a half-orc from the Silvern Sea, all does some good in terms of showing that this is not just a fight of Adigan versus Voln. This is right against wrong. This is defending ourselves from invasion. That's the message we want to drive home. That a group of disparate strangers can come together, both as friends, as part of an army, and they can slay a dragon.
Oh, yeah.
So, is there anything else that anyone would like to do or say, converse, as you guys enter the city?
I was gonna ask Andrew, can we ride? I want to pull my horse back a little and loop up next to probably Maple and Pariah if they're nearby one another. As the two people that worry me most in front of a crowd. I'm not 100% confident on Newt and Hemlock being comfortable, but I think they can handle it.
Mate, we're fucking pirates.
We're just hey,
branded pirates.
We should probably hide
long
the
sleeves,
tattoos.
long sleeves.
But what I mean is I'm not worried about your anxiety to be in a loud, crowded place. And I wanted to loop back and be like, Maple, Pariah, the pair of you I know do not like public spectacle. And this is going to be really tough for you, and I'm sorry, but hey, when you're heroes, you get dragged into it, right? Is there anything I can do to help? I will do as much as I can to swoop in and stop people from pestering you, but I can't make any promises if the crowd is as big as the princess promises.
I mean, if all I have to do is stand in front of some people and fucking, I don't know, give some high fives, then I'm chill. As long as they don't try and make us do a speech or something.
Look, leave the speeches to me, maybe Ashura. Markos is pretty good at them too.
If I have to say something, it'll be about a sentence.
That's fine. That's fine. You're not forced to do or say anything you don't want to. Maybe just a little tip to your gnomish brothers and sisters, and that'd be it. That's all you'd need to do.
The tall tiefling kind of leaning on his horse, kind of was wringing his hands slightly. He actually looked kind of nervous for the first time you've seen. It's not so much crowds that bother me. To be frank, it's a celebration of your victory, and and I was present, but I didn't throw any large spells or explosions at this dragon.
You
I
made me
didn't lay a
invisible
s-
twice, though, which was very helpful.
I didn't
To
lay
be
a
fair.
single piece of. Oh, I did lay a single piece of damage on the dragon,
No,
actually.
you exploded
I
like
did a
a
little
golden
bit.
missile.
Ah,
You did kind of blast
force
it.
of habit. Look, I suck at magic, like really bad. Like,
She doesn't.
don't. No, I was gonna be like, don't tell Ashura.
Yes, she does.
Like, I have no
Newt sadly
control
looks at the floor.
of the magic I do. Really, like, I don't have much of a handle on it. You know, it's just pure dumb luck when I manage to do great things. I'm just there to make sure these lot don't, you know, get too much in harm's way. I basically sold my soul for that very purpose. So no matter what reason you were there, and no matter how many, I don't know, spells you laid upon a dragon or upon an ally, you helped. You were an integral part to our success, and you deserve to be here with us, even if we've only known you for 3 or 4 days, Pariah. We're not going to oust you. We're not going to turn our backs on you. You're not a pariah in our eyes, okay?
I think I shall keep Maple company in the quiet corner.
That's fine. That's
No,
all
I'm
I
not
ask
a
of you.
lesbian.
I mean, you're not a woman, first of all.
You gave the salute. What else can it mean?
Maple salutes literally everyone. That doesn't mean she's calling everyone a lesbian.
Lesbian.
She doesn't just salute lesbians. To Maple, everyone is a lesbian.
Ashura.
Ashura, who's on snow, will. I don't know where Markos is.
Sort of in the middle.
Somewhere in the middle. He's gonna put himself next to Markos. All right. So if I drop the idea of fiery capes, huge elephants, and like giant monkeys, which I will drop. How do you think I give us some oomph, give us some beautiful uniform from any
Look,
Huge.
Ashura,
flag to just no? Okay.
Ashura. We are arriving as in the public's eyes heroes. You do what you wish. They'll
I mean-
love it. The general populace will love it. You turn up with fire and light and fabulous beasts, they will love it. But the sort of message you wish to show, that is up to you. I cannot advise you on that.
Markos, my friend, the only reason why I am in this war is because of you. You hope the others. I do
Hey,
not.
Ashura,
Yes.
if you want a good show, how much can your magic do? I mean, I know it made a cube of cows before.
Yeah, it's like
And
it's like
then
you
it was an
know.
orchestra.
Yeah, I can do a lot of stuff, but I can do it like only like
Could you?
in an area.
Do you think you could show the dragon? And
I
the
could.
fight that went on.
Oh, yes. I was thinking about giving us like some sweet like outfits, but that also works. It's actually maybe better. Should we then? Okay, then the only thing I kind of think I want is getting like huge flags from the again. At least we rep it. If the point is to rep the army, I'd like to rep it.
I do
Yeah.
not doubt that there will be at least a few flags of Adagan and
No, 'cause-
military insignias.
No, because what Hope told me kind of stuck in my head. If it's about putting morale, if we come as adventure mercenaries, whatever you want to call us, I don't know if the message is really the one we give courage to the army and to people. We need to come as people of the army of Adagan.
Well, I
Well,
mean,
we
the army,
are.
Say
the
that.
army played
Yeah,
a plenty big
Ashura?
role in.
We aren't. I know. I'm just saying.
As you say that, Ashura, that we should appear as people with the army, there is a above. As you glance up,
What?
you see a large shadow.
What
And a
the?
second large shadow just flashed across the canopy. You hear a large, and then there's landing in the center of the path. You see two 10-foot tall from claw to head giant eagles wreathed in large dappled brown feathers,
Yeah.
black leather saddles across their backs, and plate armored soldiers riding them.
Adagani or Volmian?
The large green banner that hangs kind of from the back talons of these eagles is adorned with a large tree crest of Aligan. These are eagles of the Beast Corps.
Beast Corps.
Wow. Beast Corps.
One of them calls out, "Your Majesty, your escort has arrived." She raises her hand, and the two eagles spread their wings and send dust flying as they beat once more into the sky. And you notice from here on out, they just circle above. These two giant eagles, the occasional calling and echoing through the forests above.
So that just happened. Okay. Well, no, you're right. The Adegani army, hell, they got giant big ass birds. I don't know.
Personally, my thoughts are
Tell me. That's why I came to you.
we have an Adagani military presence here.
Mm-hmm.
There is myself. We are all employed by the RCC.
Mm-hmm.
There is Lady Summerhold. She is well known in the Adagani noble circles. And that is fine. But also we show that you don't have to be Adagani through and through.
Yes. Because
Our group is evidence of people from many walks of life pulling together.
But also it gives us the message that Vorm is not just the enemy of Adagan, but of people throughout the realm.
And that is a good message to spread.
It also gives the message that being Adagani is not a birthright.
That is a better message to spread.
But is is it legally a birthright? I don't know.
No.
No, huh? You can get
Adagan is
Can you get the
a
passport?
country for many people.
Passport.
I mean, you have to go through the immigration forms. It takes a bit of time. Now you may decide if you're a warforged. Oof.
Oof. The line is super long.
Adagan is a nation whose entire history has been being trodden down from all sides. And no matter how much people tread us down, they can never squash us.
Okay.
That's why we welcome all here. And I think having a group this disparate, a group of every race and class, is
Bad. Barbarian. Everything.
yes, social class, fighting class,
every kind of class. Low class as in you don't dress well, high class you dress
it's something
The further you
that
push a seed into the dirt, the taller the tree grows.
Oof.
he should be the one making the speeches, not
I don't know
me.
why. We should stop talking, Hope. We should
just
Markos.
zip our lips, like Markos.
What is he saying in the military?
I'll just be a servant
I
of
did not make it
Markos
up.
and I'll just give you like a megaphone and you scream the speech. This is way easier. It's okay. Ask what. Okay. So I think I can use the illusion, like a dragon fight happening, like the fight, like a reminiscent of the fight with like big explosions.
Exactly, and make sure you put as many of the soldiers in that fight as you put us.
Mm-hmm. And I'll make Newt just being like uppercut and kill.
Hey, look, honestly, maybe it'd be a bit better for the people if they saw one of their soldiers dealing the final. Maybe one of the cannons or an arrow.
I was talking about giving hope to the people, but at least I'm take away the chance to make some right on the fucking racism. There is an Adagan. They got saved by a fucking warforged, and they got to know about. I'm gonna take away that from
Prue. Oh, sorry, I was muted. But when you said that, I was like, oh, because like that is very cute. You're very nice.
You know, like,
Thank you.
yeah, you know, I don't know how they see that out in Hokuris, but I don't totally care. But I've seen some stuff that happened. So, at least about you, I know they got. Anyway,
you.
we need preparation now.
And Ashura.
Yeah.
If you could be sure to show that magic is not necessarily the enemy, I'd really appreciate that.
So the princess is not there, right, anymore? She
Princess is riding with you.
fuck me.
Yeah.
She hasn't
imagine she's
done
like a couple
nothing.
of
We
princes
like
She,
Prue.
she's heard you discussing using illusions and fiery capes, and has
No,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
OOC, we know by induction that like magic is like super classist. Like, if you're like rich and powerful and can like hide yourself away and not get kidnapped by Volm, then like,
Yeah.
you can do magic. That's why there are people that can do magic in the king's court, but commoners like
It's a
hate
good
and
point
fear
to.
magic, and they like fear it because it's Volm will kidnap children. We
Yeah.
think we at least think that's where they go. So like, there's an element of like innocence to the hatred,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like. It is actually a super classist thing. I think if we're ever in front of nobility, like OOC Prue thinks you don't need to worry about talking about magic, because nobility seems to all just be like kind of chill with it.
Exactly. I agree with you. Andrew, is the captain still with us?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to know.
Captain Fellow has been driving the cart.
Yeah, cool. Cool.
And you guys are like, as you guys are discussing these various elements of speech and performance that you can bring to whatever this ceremony is. You find yourself on the actual road that enters the city. You find the walls of the city passing you. You find yourself going through the cobbles district, the different inns and roadhouses on the side. You hear the clanging of metal and anvils. You hear just the hubbub of a city once more. You see the tree now looming high above from the living wood yard. Distracting with the chat.
Sorry.
Sorry.
We
You see
literally
the
said, we
larger-
love Andrew.
You assholes.
Horrible
You see
stuff.
the living wood tree looming to your left as you enter, and the crowds are already beginning to gather. There is the large padding sound, and you see the crowds part slightly. There's two large, armored with large, shining steel barding, large owl bears step out of the side. Again, the same large saddles, and two plate armored soldiers with plate armor, a large glaive on their backs. On the back of the rear one, in the hand of the front one, you see a large banner with the same green and gold banner with the Adigani tree across it. And perched atop this, the plate armor of this figure, you do recognize the kind of the Prince Charming flowing blonde hair of Lord Verity Summerhold. With a big grin plastered right across his face, and kind of
Nice.
2-day-old like stubble and beard, kind of growing in. They kind of approach the little procession is now beginning to grow. The second soldier kind of goes to the back, kind of giving a nod to all of you, and Verity rides to the front.
Before Verity does, I'm like, hey Verity, killed any dragons lately?
Shots fired.
His hands like hand is slacking a little bit, and he just like looks up at the sky.
I'll give him a
No
wink.
hope. Like he like puts a hand up, and the rest of the horses and stuff stop, and he dismounts off his large mount and kind of walks up to you and kind of stands expectantly at the standing by your horse.
No. Like I'll have got off, and I'm gonna give him a big hug.
Give him a
big
big
hug.
Not super comfortable. He's wearing plate armor.
It's fine, whatever. I fuck a dragon man who's made of scales, so.
Whoa, just coming out and saying it.
I'm not a scaly, she says. I'm not.
I mean, I know you said you made magic
Prudence
together, but I
isn't.
thought that was
Hope
just
Summerhold
spells.
is.
That's fair. That's fair. You got me there. You got me there, girl. Andrew,
Yes.
as
sure.
soon as we enter and the crowd start gathering, Ashura will try to stand up on Snow. He's pretty large.
Okay.
I think he can. And weave some magic and cast major image onto. What do you think is how?
I think it should just travel above us, like
Yeah,
I'm
just
thinking-
5
I'm
foot
thinking,
above our heads.
like, how big is the cortege? No, not cortege. No, how do we say that in English?
The entourage.
The entourage. Yes.
You've just entered, so it's like I'd say like maybe 20 civilians have like gathered around you at this point, and they're not following with you.
I meant
20
that-
whole
I meant
civilians.
I meant like us and the carriage. How big do you think that group is?
Well, it's the 1, 2, 3. There's the 6 of you on your various mounts. It is Captain Fellock in the cart with the head,
Yeah.
Princess Soraya, 2 owlbears and 2 giant eagles.
Okay.
So that was a good couple, good for you.
Cool. So I'm not just gonna do like a big dragon. Quickly, but just to explain, there's gonna be like it's gonna be a long fight where it's like fighting, like very epic fight, way more magic employed, way more guns, way more people in it, and I want like close up to the captain. I want close up to Markos. I want close up to like soldiers. I want close up to like every one of us, like doing big actions. A very epic fight ensuing. Yeah, like all around us.
Maple will help with like fire breaths and stuff.
Real fire, guys.
I'm embellishing. It's fine.
And I will prestidigitate some like little
shit.
tinkles and sounds, I guess.
Yeah.
I will cast Path Without a Trace on myself.
No
Who's
one
this guy? What? We can't see him.
Verity kind of gives you a hug and
I love
well,
you.
I love you too. I'm very proud. What? And he kind of like pauses, like hugging you to look in the car. Jesus.
It's pretty big, huh? Could eat an owl bear in an instant. No, I'm sorry. I would never. What's his owl bear called? Would I know?
Yeah, I think you would. It's Melvin.
I would never do anything to hurt Melvin, and I'm gonna give Melvin a little rub on
Don't
the head.
listen to him when he like ruffles the feathers. on the head.
Aw.
Like the little beak kind of like clicks and kind of, and he like leans into it. Like, well, people are waiting, but I mean, wow. Like, I don't really know what to say. You killed a dragon.
Yeah, you
and he kind
know,
of bounces back up
just
again.
bask in my glory. And I will get on my horse.
Andrew, small
You've
thing.
got a dragon. I haven't really got a comeback for it.
Just whips out his own dragon head. Like, I did one too.
Actually, I
It's
killed
like
two
a pseudo
dragons.
dragon, so it's like this big.
Everyone comes with like a dragon's head.
It's a wyvern head.
Sure.
I'm sorry. So during major image, there's gonna be some fighting and stuff, but he's gonna stand on Snow and play the with the help of Hope and the rest of the travel, and he's playing the song as loud as he can with the help of image, and like all along the walk.
It is a hell of a show. It goes from a crowd that is like, oh, there's a dragon head. Oh, there's a dragon head too. Fireworks, explosions, and gouts of flame lighting up the kind of the mid-afternoon sky. The clouds are beginning to roll in of an overcast day, but the buildings are kind of lit up in this orange glow from this epic battle that you project into the air above you. This procession grows and grows, and you see crowds begin to line the streets ahead of you, like seeing something's coming and word spreads.
Hell yeah.
Pass through the Archers district, you actually notice in a litter being carried by 2 servants at the side, you actually see Madame Lazavna Vidor with her large turban.
Queen.
Kind of
Queen.
looking out, and like
I'm
gives her,
gonna like blow her a friendly kiss. Like it's
She's-
not a romantic kiss. It's like a hey sister.
she returns it, and like while there are like cheers and like wow, like sounds of awe and wonder at this spectacle, She kind of joins in the claps and gives a little woo.
Imagine Lizanne like, woo!
As a noble lady can
Like
give.
the dragons.
Her vendetta against Lady
says-
Kai is
says-
coming out.
says something along the lines.
They
Yeah.
fucking ruined my house. I have a marble floor. Fuck them. Sorry.
You pass through the Archers district and you see the actual walls of the castle itself. And as you enter, horns begin to play. You hear an actual fanfare begin to light up, and you sense now is maybe the time to back off of your singing. As you enter, the owlbears pull off to one side. Verity dismounts and kind of gives you all a nod and gives a little kind of shoulder hug to Hope. And you find yourselves in the center of this area that you have been in many times before. This large open expanse of this training yard. The tree in the center, now its wooden platform at its base, now decorated with large red velvet drapes, with large green banners, gold embroidered across them with the large tree crests of Adigan. At the top, you see a throne has been carried out, and you see King Gwen Othal sat there. A number of the familiar dignitaries and nobility that you see around him a lot, his advisors, his physicians, the chief priestess, all part of this, almost like a panel at the top of this large gathering of people. Within the castle itself, there are civilians, people in common clothing, merchants, travellers, natives, foreigners, soldiers, both on duty and off. The guards on the walls have turned to look and all raise a salute as the fanfare comes to a close.
Yee.
Princess Soraya steps forward and she removes her cloak, lays it across her horse as it's led away.
Yee.
She is wearing finely detailed trousers, a very fitted black and gold embroidered waistcoat that comes up to a quite a high collar. As you see across the bare arms, a web of tattoos reach up from the wrist to the elbow.
I will win this woman over if it is literally the death of me.
And she says, "What Andrew writing dialogue? Not in my D&D."
Like we cut to a week forward and Hope is for some reason about to be executed with things we don't know about involved.
Yes.
Yeah, like me and Alex go on a break, and Ashura is like, "Hey guys, Hope got in some real trouble. She's in the dungeons of the castle."
We'll run some one-on-one D&D trying to explore that adventure.
The king's just like, and you did what with my daughter?
A two-finger salute.
Two-finger salute.
Oh my god! Get out!
Jordan, you absolute king.
Be proud of
Stop
it.
ruining my thing.
Stop ruining my
Guys.
thing.
Guys, this is a PG-13 stream.
And that's a break.
No, it's not.
No.
Second break.
We didn't have a break planned, but we're going to do it because that was,
Heinous.
yeah, horrible. So, the fanfare comes to a close. The Princess Soraya lays her cloak across the horse and it is led to one side. She steps out into the central space of this now large ring of people. You can see the king comes to a stand. In one hand, a large scepter that ends in the large reaching branches of the living wood tree, a gold staff with living wood at the tip. Small branches and green leaves sprouting from it. In the presence of the king, a trophy of war is laid before the court. The Ashen Prince Ivrenfar, Bane of Flail's End, is dead at the hands of the Soulguard and the soldiers of Flail's End Fortress. The head of this beast is presented to you, the people. He finishes with a bow, stands to one side, as the king steps forward. Eliza Coldvein, the chief priestess of Sarasta, at his side, weaves her hands to form a spell, and the king's voice booms out far louder than any natural pair of lungs could manage. My subjects, my child, we face a formidable foe. that wields magic and monsters to kill our sons and daughters and to claim our land. But look what lies before you. With bravery, with smarts, with each other, we can bring down any foe, no matter how fearsome. Take strength in this victory, one and all. Let us come together in gratitude to the Soulguard, for Captain Fellock and the soldiers of Flail's End. It is a great pleasure to offer my thanks to you, Captain Fellock, for your service to the soldiers under your command and your country. I hereby promote you to the rank of Major.
I'm gonna curtsy immediately because, like, I feel like
Major image is just
Look clap.
Yeah.
Look clap.
There's a little of the fanfare, and a cheer and a clap comes from the crowd,
sparkles.
stilled by the king's raised hand.
The king is doing a TED talk. Sorry, I've had because it's like an RP moment. I've had like the full Discord maximized so that I can like be in the zone.
And then there's
And so I haven't been reading the chat. I'm like,
I can't see any of you or the chat because I've gone to a different page for this.
yeah, fucking
That's fair.
stupid.
Second Lieutenant Astreva, for your service to your country and to the people under your charge, I hereby promote you to the rank of Lieutenant.
I'm hugging you, baby. I'm hugging you, baby.
Major image becomes a beacon of light around Markos.
Soulguard, in addition to your occupation of Yalen Hall Manor, I hereby bestow upon you titles of nobility.
Oh shit.
You are from everywhere, from the Nemes tribes to the Silveren Sea, the deep nations of the Hakuri, and from the lands of our foe. But you are the Soulguard, named Knights of the Silver Shield, Lords and Ladies of the Realm. People of my country.
Hope shrugs. No, she doesn't. She doesn't.
Been there, done that.
Do I care? Not really.
Andrew, I know you're mid-speech, but if at the end of the speech you could put our full title in, so that if we ever need to fucking
Yes,
use
I
it.
will. Yeah.
Yes. You need to like get a bit of paper out. Like, excuse me.
There is another an applause and cheers.
Yay! Woo!
People of my country, go forth. Remember these heroes. Have faith. Our nation has endured hardship upon hardship in our long history, and our people are strong. This war will be hard, but nothing steals our fate but faith. So join me in prayer for those fighting for that fate. Lady Coldvein. He bows his head in silence, and Eliza Coldvein, the chief priestess of Ceres, steps forward. You see all around you civilians, merchants, traders, and travelers bowing their heads, eyes closed.
Is there a little Ganassi face in the crowd that we see? Ooh.
Make a perception check.
Okay. Oh, like a 23 or something ridiculous. Like, yeah, I got a 19.
You see three little Ganassi faces. You see his dad, Shale. You see Father Graven Ember, and you see alongside them Slate in his same robes, giving a little his applause.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Lady Coldvein steps out and goes into a long, about a minute long prayer. She talks of Sarista and of Erlen, of Timberlin, of...
Oh, we lost somebody.
How long was this
Riona.
connecting?
Lost Riona.
It's Wi-Fi.
Alex,
No!
why was your hand up? I guess.
I wanted to see if
Wait, see what?
if there was any sign of Lady K in the crowd.
Ooh.
Go ahead and also make a perception check.
Oh,
Ah.
damn.
Okay, I have so much. Is it sunlight, Andrew? I have my.
I did say it was overcast.
Yeah, that's really nice of you. That's,
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah, awesome.
I usually have sunglasses on, which is everywhere. This is a 27, Andrew.
Oh shit.
27.
Yes,
Um,
it's
you do
17%.
not-
I bet she's not there.
You do not catch sight of a familiar face nor a face that you think might be a familiar figure in disguise.
Beat.
While we're looking for people, is my wife here?
Yeah.
So perception check
she's
for
like
that.
close to the edge of the circle and is like.
Aww.
My wife is the cutest person.
Big cups, like
I love
like,
it.
There's like in the silence of this prayer where only Eliza Coldvein's voice is echoing across. You as your eyes are closed, Maple, and you kind of like one eye open. You hear her go as she's like shuffling her way like out of the side, like towards the back and then around, and like bumps into your shoulder and like takes all your hand. Gives a big old squeeze.
Oh.
And yeah, Eliza goes into this prayer, and it speaks to many different Bloodborne, to Sarasta, to Timberlin of the Halflings, to Cinder, of the Raging Flame often spoken of during times of war, of Lazaran for our soldiers to think shrewdly of their own lives, to be careful, to always think with tactics and with strategy, and never throw away a life needlessly. Speaks of Erelen and of how the beauty of Adagan, a country founded so many eons ago as a place of rest, even so close as the Queen's Wood, a place of rest of Erelen and Sarasta in their union, of the gnomes of Ivrenfar's brow, of their bravery and of their camaraderie joining in with Adagan, flushed from their own homes by hardships of their own, and now helping to fight back as Adagan faces the same fate. After about a minute and a half of this, she comes to an end. The people open their eyes, and Princess Sarai kind of looks towards you. Soulguard, if there's anything that you wish to say, you have the court's ear.
Thank you, Princess, and thank you. I'm sorry, Andrew. Prudence missed the name of the lady that did the prayer. It's in an old notebook.
Yeah. It's Eliza Coldvein.
Coldvein.
Okay, and thank you, Ms. Coldvein. I assume I'd know her title. Like, I just
Lady
let's. Okay, yeah. And thank you, Lady Coldvein, for your words about the Bloodborne. If you might, I would like to start with a story. For aren't we all stories? We're gathered here today to discuss some sort of story. And yes, there's, picture if you will, a little girl in Maldron. And she's burdened with a name meaning hope. And this isn't her story, don't worry. I'm not so arrogant as to speak to all of you in that way. But more that she spent a long time wondering where she belonged, wondering who she fit in with. She didn't match the military prowess of her brothers, and I'll do a nod towards Verity. She didn't match the noble titles of her family. She was, for all intents and purposes, a little bit of a letdown. And then she found a group of friends defending a warforged, someone who looked like he was from Volm, a group of friends who could cast spells as greatly as they could wield a sword. She found hope. She found hope in her brothers and her sisters and her siblings. She found hope and kinship with the people at her side. And Adagan is a country built on kinship. All of you here today, look to your side, to the people you have come with. These are people worth defending. These are shores worth saving. And any one of you can do it. You just need to find your hope in each other. There is always strength in this country. And I want to say the thing that Markos said, but Prudence didn't write it down.
Say it. It was something like you have to push a seed into the dirt before it can become a mighty oak or something like that.
Or it was like the harder you push a seed, the bigger the tree.
Yeah, something like
Something like that.
And the harder you push a seed, the more beautiful the tree. And together, each of us a root, a bark, a leaf, we will come out stronger than we ever have before, together and united. And I will fucking She-Ra, fuck it. And that's it. That's what I wanted to say.
There was a big woo from the crowd, a big cheer, and like that amalgamous noise of cheers and whoops and applause kind of burbles forth and fills the
That one person in the back
that's
that's like, "Boo."
I mean, I could roll a persuasion check for that one person.
You could please make a persuasion check in general for me.
Rolling that one, it's like, people. Right.
People are like, eh.
I'm gonna time to chaos, fellas.
Yeah.
Yes. Andrew,
okay, with Tides of Chaos, it was a 22.
Nice.
Cheers, whoops. At moments in the speech, you were kind of worried that maybe not everyone was quite following you, or that this kind of
especially like I felt very posh and was like, I'm talking to all the commoners, and I'm just a posho. Ooh.
Yeah, like I feel those kind of worries creep in, but in the response from the crowd, those fears are allayed. The cheers come out. The faces of the people that you see at the front rows of this crowd seem genuinely happy. Yeah. Sure.
Just to add a bit onto that, because the major is still up. Oh, we lost Riona there. Just because the major image is still up and use it to the last digit. Whenever during the speech and at the end of the speech, there's going to be colors around Hope, and as soon as she finishes, it's going to be lots of sparkle like that, just to increase the moment and the drama.
There's fireworks and golden draconic wings and horns that flare out into a halo. A tail flicks from side to side behind.
Very
The sword
dramatic.
glows. People are wowed.
Yes,
The kind of the light grey stone walls are lit up in golden light for a minute. Would anyone else like to step out and speak? Or are you content? Markos?
Yeah, I think Markos would step up. I do not have much to say.
Hope will squeeze your shoulder as you go by her, by the way. I know you're in like armor, but she'll get a. She'll
I
try.
sort of feel it.
Yeah.
I do not come from such a background as Lady Summerhold, but my family are builders, ship builders. They make things that help better the world with their tools. There is much destruction in war, and yet, with this tool, he gestures to his rifle, I hope to build too. It is not a tool I like to use, but hopefully, with strength and discipline, we can build a better future. And that is all.
There
And I'll
is a
step
bit
away.
of whooping, and you see kind of like along the edges of the wall, you see a few other gun scouts who are posted on guard, just kind of like shake their rifles, and they're like, "Yeah, gun scouts, gun scouts!" Like,
He's a bit more solemn, but he wasn't going for that sort of reaction, but you know.
Too bad.
Like, "Whoa, gun scouts!" But yeah, there's a sweeping of, yeah, let's do it among the crowds.
Yeah.
Sure.
There's going to be like a resilience kind of thing.
Yeah.
Can I?
Yes.
Is anyone wants to do a speech? Because I think Ashura likes to do one.
The answer is no.
No, stop there, Shra. Oh shit. Okay. So Ashura will walk in front. I'm not from Adagan, as you can see. But for the past few months, I fought alongside Adagani so against the threat of Volm and again the threat of a dragon killing innocents in the south. War, I've seen it in every color, in every shape, from where I come from, even here. I do not know politics. I do not know the history of those countries that I am now in. All I know is war is a terrible thing, and it's worth the fight to stop to end it as quickly as possible. That's it. He just turns back.
There is another little wave of that. There's cheers and applause. As Sarai kind of is keeping an eye on all of you to kind of gauge whether or not anyone's about to do anything next.
Newt will
I'll go.
sort of take a step forward.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to tell, but you can tell he definitely looks nervous because most of the time when he's in front of in the passive house, you can see this is kind of a weird experience.
I'm sorry, but when you said it's hard to tell, but Newt is nervous, I just got the vision of Newt going like this, like at the front of the stage. Like, you can tell he's nervous because he's like.
Oh god.
Can everyone do an ooh
Yeah,
for the
Newt's,
thumbnail?
it's easy to tell that Newt's a bit nervous because he's acting kind of robotic and he looks a bit wooden.
Oh, fuck off.
Beat boot, fuck you.
Macy. Love Markos. Struggle with David. I'm joking.
So yeah, Newt will step forward and go, sort of following Ashura and go, well, much like many of us here, I am also not of Adagan. I came to this nation afraid, worried for what it might be, but knowing that the nation of Adagan was the right place to be. If there is one lesson that I have learned along all of these journeys, a wonderful, incredible group of people, is that it doesn't matter where you come from, who you are, what class, race. For on the inside, all of our souls burn just as bright. That what defines. That is what brings us together. With that, we can and will win this war.
Could you make a persuasion check for me, Newt?
Oh,
Fuck.
Lean into the mic and say "fuck Von, peace out," and then leg it.
Yeah. I nearly wanted to make chaos to fucking wreck the show, but I was like, I'm not gonna do that.
No, I was whispering to Jordan that Jordan should just step forward as a warforged, lean in and be like, "Fuck Volm," and then step back again.
Just be like, I yield my time, fuck you.
That is 17 on the persuasion check. And the plan was basically right at the end of all of that, just before he walks away, he's just going to lean forward and just go, also, fuck Vol.
It was a 19, not a 17.
Oh, hell yeah.
Got your back, homie.
There's like a... Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad, is it? Yeah, he's alright. And then and then as you go to do the fuck Vol, it's like a fuck Vol. And another round of woos go around this large crowd.
Okay.
Seeing that it seems like everyone who wishes to speak has spoken, Princess Soraya steps back into the center, kind of gives a deep bow. The horses with the cart, with the heart, with the head, are brought forwards. A fanfare plays, and people begin to leave. People begin to file out.
As the ceremony is ending, can we just take a pause to see if we can get Riona back?
Yes.
That sounds like a good
Sick.
idea.
Thank you.
That sounds like
Give
a
us
good
back
idea.
our hemlock. Whoa, whoa.
Maple, you didn't want to go
No.
tuck it out.
Maple,
Just-
you didn't want to do a
Maple-
speech,
I will have a
Maple.
speech.
I love the idea. of-
Maple's speech would just be like, "Hey, I guess I'm not from here either, but like, you're welcome."
I love the idea of Ashura being like,
Yeah,
I'm
"Go."
not
can
from
snap
here
stuff
either,
real
but
quick.
like,
David,
cool
you're
place.
the DM now, by the way.
Yeah,
What
so the
happens?
right, okay,
Um,
so
I'm Markos.
quick.
Like,
we all like the
Quick.
king.
Oh my
The
God,
king
no.
knows some real cool magic, and he gives us all a level up.
Yes.
Just through magic.
Level
He
21?
levels us
He
up to level 11.
basically he does like divine intervention, and we all get a level up.
Yes. How many
Am I
times
still
can
the
you do it in
DM?
a day?
Am I still the DM?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Okay, cool.
Look to his back.
Got
Quick,
power.
go.
Volm also like they send a letter and they're just like, oh shit, sorry guys, we'll stop with the war.
Look,
Also-
The Council of the Seven Mages, is it 7 or 9? They've all decided to jump in the sea.
Yeah.
well, they all
But
decided to go
actually,
sailing at the wrong
it's
time of the month, and they all got eaten by the kraken. You know.
yeah,
Oof, big mistake. You know.
yeah. They just all stop fighting, and the children of the sun, they come along and they're like, look, you know, we're real sorry about that whole invasion thing we did. Here's like a nice present, and then they just go away again.
It's like a nicely knitted sweater.
Yeah.
Why didn't
It's
I
a
think of
sweater.
this?
Yeah.
David, you're just the DM forever now.
Exactly. He's
Yeah.
got the best speeches.
And then we can.
he's
There's
got-
a red dragon who turns up, and he's called the Ember Emperor.
Mhm.
The Emperor, if you will.
The Emperor.
Oh my god.
The Emperor.
Yes, the emperor.
Hey,
But-
look,
He's
we
just a
might have
barbecue
Riona.
chef.
It's just a barbecue chef. It's just a barbecue chef. I love.
Specializes in hot
Riona?
wings.
Okay, next
you-
campaign.
can you
it's
hear
all about
me?
food.
I can hear you.
Yes.
I can hear you.
See
Okay.
I can hear you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah, don't
gave
do it
it
now.
permission to use my camera. I think it's just taking a time
I
to.
think it's
It's okay.
because you might have opened.
Ah.
Oh, you might have opened.
Hey!
yay!
Riona!
A
We
win
did it.
I got like
today.
a load of like alert noises, and
Yeah.
then my camera shut off. It was like. "Buh, buh, 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 buh."
And it was-
Oh.
oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah, no,
oh.
we can see you.
We can see
Yeah.
it.
Yay!
Your
The alert
beautiful
noises-
warforged date made a wonderful speech, and the princess is closing the
Oh.
ceremony. It seems.
I'm sorry I missed it.
That's fine. Basically, it was really good.
Catch
It
it
was,
on
uh,
YouTube.
Yeah, so the princess has gone forward and presented the head to the king.
She can
The
present.
crowds
No,
begin-
I'm not gonna.
The crowds begin to file out. The princess returns to all of you. There is hope, Ashura. There is something I believe the two of you might be particularly skilled at that I believe might be of assistance to us. And she turns to the rest of you. This is in no way disrespect to you. You are all fantastically talented, of course. However, what you have been doing so far, the traveling, the spreading this news, is something we wish to continue throughout the country, and having the first-hand account, especially the displays of magic that you portrayed last and on this journey. Would the two of you be prepared to accompany me on a tour of the country, delivering this news?
Might I take it that Adigan is releasing its viciously negative stranglehold on magic users?
I think this will go as a very strong step in the right direction.
Hope's gonna look away. She probably can't contain that she is very. I don't know. That's very, very moving to her. She will rejoin the conversation in a few seconds.
Markos.
Yeah.
Sorry,
David.
my hand was
No,
up
no, no, no,
first.
David.
Yeah.
David.
Can I just insight check it, just to
Go
get a
for
read
it.
on like. This is a big move, and I just kind of want to see what her feelings on the matter are, if I can. See what I can
Go for
glean
it.
from the surface,
Make an insight check.
because this is a lot.
Sorry, Riona's been disconnected a little.
I haven't rolled above a 10 this entire session.
No,
Oh
that
my
sucks.
god, I'm sorry.
That's a 6 plus 7 is 13.
13. Throughout the several hours now that you've spent with her, it is just a consistent. She seems very intelligent. She chooses her words very carefully, and occasionally she will pause the pacing of her speaking specifically to find exactly what she wishes to say. That is
Yep.
about all you specifically ascertain.
I specifically ascertain that she's being very careful with how she says this.
Yes. Basically.
But that tracks with everything else that she has said.
Yes, she
As well.
is very calculated as a person.
She is absolutely.
Okay.
She's absolutely not a hapless royal. She knows exactly what she's doing.
Right.
Not Ashura. Hope. What are your thoughts on this? Are you willing to accompany me? And this is open to the rest of you if you wish. I don't know that it sounds like something that would be attractive to the rest of you.
I quickly look back to Hope getting it together. Yes. I think it is very important for Lady Summer to give the image that magic is not as dangerous, or at least should not be feared. And therefore, I think it would be good to walk around the country to do so. Also, a bit of chilling out and not fighting any dragons or weird creatures will be great. And we'll be able to talk and make acquaintance with each other. That'd be fun too.
All right.
Fuck you.
Lady Summerhold.
Oh god.
Sorry, I was just talking technical in the chat.
Oh yep.
Yes.
Yes, I think I'd like that very much. I don't suppose I'm allowed to plan the route, but if Maldron could be a stop in the journey, it would be greatly appreciated.
I think currently the plan is to head north to Spindle Key, to Maldron, and then down and do somewhat of a loop. Might be maybe a week's travel, maybe 2. Good. All right. In which case, return to the castle tomorrow, and we shall plan these things. The rest of you, again, I did not wish to come off as callous earlier. This is a celebration of your achievements as well. You have done a great service to this country, and lords and ladies, good day. And she receives her cloak from a soldier that has handed it to her, covers up her tattooed arms and her fine waistcoat, and heads into the castle.
I'm sure doesn't need to cover up with tattoos. Like
Badass.
Just keep them.
It's overcast and chilly,
Fucking coward. Just go around wearing a t-shirt all the time. Just to clarify, that is Jordan speaking and not New. I would not like to have a warforged talk shit to the princess.
Oh. Fair. Riona.
So close.
Cool. I guess Ashura will ask the others about Hope and I going on tour, telling them and asking if it's okay.
I mean,
join.
It's fine. I probably won't join, but like, how do you how do you do nobility?
I have no idea, dude.
I don't
It's
think
just
we
like
are-
before, except you have way cooler guests at your parties.
I don't think we have to actually do anything new.
Like, I'll tell you something, Newt. Nobility in Hokuri's section is like pretty a lot of responsibilities. I hope it isn't here.
God.
There are definitely responsibilities.
No, we've
Mostly
been,
of setting a good example.
we've
Are there,
been
like,
given a
classes?
title but no land, so we have no
Oh.
wards to watch over. We have no
Okay.
lands
Yes.
to take care of,
No
except those
responsibility.
Well, we
in
have the
Gyllenhaal
estate.
Manor. Yes. All we have to do, like Markos says, is set a good example for the people of Adigan. That is it. And we've been setting a
I
bloody good example.
cannot be
such as-
relied on to do that. You know this.
You're a
Hey,
great
You
example.
killed it! We
You're
killed a
wonderful
dragon!
job so far.
You're a great example for all small person
For
around
all
the
feral
realm.
gnome children out there,
Exactly.
wonderful example.
Exactly. You know,
If anything,
I'm
Don't roll your eyes. You know it's true. You're fantastic at what you do.
I'm a good example for every.
Maple was not rolling her eyes at that. She was rolling her
Maple-
eyes at the fact that she's just an inspiration to small people.
Yeah.
But okay, like,
I love
Okay,
that.
not
even
just small people, any feral people.
any people that loved furs, like those kind of people, hunters too, like all kinds of people.
Like, I think we could just say
Hunters,
you are an
people, and
inspiration and
ferals.
leave it there. Like, I don't think we need to qualify it as such.
I believe Maple is an inspiration to many people. We do not need to break it down into demographics.
I mean, yeah,
So
okay,
funny.
but Newt, from
So
someone
funny.
that is from a noble family, I just hope you are ready because the parties are great. There's a lot of them,
Oh
and
boy.
and your mom and dad are like pretty like insistent on you having to be like have like a certain role. So
Ashura,
what?
I don't. My parents.
Oh, so you're fine, exactly, right? Like,
Oh, Ashura. You baby, don't
It's-
listen to him. Can Prudence,
Okay.
sorry, can we just we just take a pause to see if we can get Riona back?
everyone
love that
dabs. Everyone,
technical-
we dab.
Hey.
Everyone dabs. We are back. Andrew, that's not how we do dabs.
I'm pretty sure that's how you do dabs.
Do it again. Yes, exactly. Well done, Andrew. Yes.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Sorry about that. We had to get our sweet Corinne up in here. We have lost the video, but I think we have voice.
Hi.
She is
So-
here.
Riona, a little kind of a recappy thing for you, just in case you missed bits and bobs. Newt gave a wonderful speech, and so did Ashura and Hemlock. No, not Hope did.
Hemlock did.
Markos did. And his speeches came to an end. The crowds, with their applause and their cheers, with the ceremony concluded, began to leave. As they did, Princess Soraya putting back on her robes over her tight waistcoat, she offered a task to Ashura and to Hope to continue their journey, spreading this news of the slaying of Ivrenfar around the country, to the various cities and towns and villages, to raise morale across the country. Hope and Ashura agreed to this. You, as people leave, Linwoodtree is at no point empty. They're still there, they're still dignitaries and stuff, and still there because the process of bringing down the setup they had for the king and his dignitaries to be positioned there will not be taken down this moment. What would you like to do?
I would like to stay and hang out at the tree until it empties out as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna go up to the base of the tree. I don't know if the others are staying. If the group.
I think Newt will stay behind.
We'll. Ashura will do the same.
Yeah, there's just something I think I need to say that I didn't want to say in front of everyone. And I'll go up to the tree and put my hand on it, and I will cast Speak with Plants.
Yours.
And I'm gonna say, no, I don't really know how to begin this properly. I feel like you've done so much for me, for us, and there's very little that I've done to repay that kindness. Thank you for your gift. It helped us greatly, and I'm sorry that I could not return it. But thank you, truly, and if there is any way I can repay you, please know that I will.
There is a slight shifting in the bark. Part of it begins to almost grow outwards, blooming with small tufts of moss and lichen which must flow outwards. And the upper body of the dryad leans out, kind of rests her chin on her hand. Protecting the people of Adigan is by far and away as much repayment as I would ever ask for. I am the land, I am the people of this country, and you defended it. As she reaches forward, from her hand grows another of these wound circlets of small vine and twig with small sprouts of leaf, and she just lays it upon your head and like kind of lifts up your chin with her hand, gives you a smile, and then recedes back into the tree.
Have a smile and just thank you, and then let the spell fade.
Come over and give your hand a big squeeze.
Squeeze it back.
Squeeze it big.
Feel another hand squeeze your shoulder, and you kind of like, huh? Now already lacking the large ceremonial robes, King Gren is standing behind you.
Oh.
You've certainly made a good friend in her. I think she's done the same. And this close up, it's been a few weeks since you actually saw the king close up. He looks tired. It takes no feat of perception to see the greys and whites of his hair. The wrinkles have deepened around the eyes, and there is a thinness to his skin that betrays the rapid aging, this amount of stress that is this war. For someone of his age, he often acts with more vigor than one might expect. But up close you see this is an old man, and this is not a good time for his personal health for a war to occur. Kind of squeezes your shoulder and like dumps another one of his like many layers of ceremonial robes over one of like the railings of this platform and walks inside.
Did that just
I wasn't.
Did that just happen?
You know
No,
what?
Come on, we've been in the same room as him multiple times now. He shouldn't be that surprising anymore.
I know, but like
There are
I'm
no
a-
man, so
I'm like a full-on pirate. Like
Yeah, but you're like the coolest pirate in existence. No offense, Newt, you're like second coolest.
or like on par,
Okay.
on par.
You know what? No, I can get behind that.
You're a hero of Adigan. You're not just a pirate. You're the best druid anyone has ever seen in the entire Silveren Sea, Hemlock. You deserve this.
you know,
There you go.
back on Leversuda, people used to laugh and throw barbed words, and it's months ago, and now this, it's like nothing I could have dreamed, I could have imagined. I thought I'd be stuck on that island forever. And now, look at this.
We're
Guys, do
nobility.
you want a group hug? Can we have a group
Yeah.
hug?
Group
Group hug.
I'm not extremely touchy, but okay.
Oh, sure, get it. Yeah.
I am extremely uncomfortable.
Provider takes a picture.
Get in here, you fool.
Yeah.
If you insist. I think I like just kind of
This is.
pops himself outside.
Isn't he like
digitate-
6'8"?
He's
So
about
it's just
si-
like.
He's about 6'6" to the head, and then his horns make him about 7 feet wide.
So it's just all of us like normal height people, and then just the top of his head poking out of the group.
And then Maple.
Maple's somewhere in the middle.
In the middle.
Maple's crushed in the center. You see some antlers
I
sticking
would
out.
like
Most of
to
you are
press
just
the
hugging Antler.
I would like to
Legs
press the
everywhere.
digitate to make it a tiny bit warmer and cozier.
Aww.
Hell yeah.
And
Cozy hug.
all of you within that 10 feet of the group hug just smell the best kinds of smells.
As always.
As
Oh, sorry, I
always.
farted. No, I'm joking.
Wow, that prestidigitation really does
Maple
work.
red
That was
just
prudence, not
stabbing
hope.
at fuck.
Hope is not that rude.
Hello.
This is
After the
lovely.
nice group hug, Maple is gonna do something she's never done before. This is so stupid. But she's gonna like do a limp wrist and be like, "I'm Maple, Lady Maple of Adaga." My head.
That suits you very well, Maple.
You look absolutely fantastic, dear.
You know,
you need to make the wrist a little like
to you.
my Lady Maple, and I will curtsy to you oh so deeply.
so when you
Perhaps
when you
we
drink
could
your
get you a fan.
exactly when you drink your whiskey or whatever you drink, it's like that, and with the tippy, you know, the small finger up, you know, like ooh.
Make sure you poke the little finger out.
When you eat the mammal meat, it's just
see.
ooh, ooh, you know, nothing more. It's tough now.
And
You can't
always
be
a
feral.
napkin in the lap, and then
Yeah.
dab at the face if you spill. And you'll have to start brushing your hair.
Not dab at the face. Fuck you, Jordan.
I'm
Fuck you.
joking. Of course, you don't have to do anything. You're perfect the way you are.
You are. Indeed. But now we are nobles. It's great. I'm just stacking the titles now. But you know, what does it change really in that again? I don't know.
Wait,
Well,
does that mean that you're
processing
like a
lieutenant.
double noble now?
Yes. What does
Like,
what does
you
that
and
mean
Hope?
for you, Markos?
Do
Yeah,
they, like,
I'm Lady.
do they
I mean,
stack?
I wouldn't say I was. I think am I now? I wouldn't say I was a lord. I don't know what was my title, Andrew? I don't know if I had a title. If I was like the son of like of a high ranking
Maybe junior consort.
yeah, junior consort, lord consort Ashura. That sounds really bad. But what about you, Marcos? What does that mean for responsibilities now that you're lieutenant?
I guess it means
More men under your wing?
potentially, although I have a unique assignment right now.
Yes, that's true. Does that also mean higher paycheck? Because that's good.
Ooh,
Ooh.
possibly.
Maybe even more like guns. I don't know, like access.
No,
like
I've been
cooler
thinking.
gun?
I heard about this experimental rifle that you guys heard at the shop.
Yes.
When I
yes.
went to get potions, which Hemlock really should have done, and
Yeah, like
Hemlock
everybody.
went to the blacksmiths, and I really should have gone.
I remember that time. Yeah,
Yeah, it really makes that
yeah,
work a bit.
that was
Yeah.
really. Yeah, it didn't make sense.
Yeah, I might. I don't know. I'll see.
Right. Well,
Alright.
should we start getting moving back to the manor at least?
Maple, please do not become as insufferable as me. There's only room for one of us in the party.
Hope I will continue chugging ale with both hands and wiping my face on my sleeve for the rest of my life.
Thank you. It means the world to me.
Marigold squeezes your hand.
Like that, my wife.
They're really
So
so
classy.
that going away. Does that make me a lady now as well?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess.
Does it?
Absolutely.
Yes, I think so.
By proxy, yes.
Oh.
Nice.
Lady Marigold.
Oh.
Sounds very distinguished.
Sounds a bit strange if I say Lord Navigation Unit T3, but...
It's Lord Unit T3.
Lord Navigation Unit 3.
Would it be Lord T3?
Are we gonna have to change your name to Loot now?
Yeah. 100%.
I've changed my name once already. I think
Well,
I'll
I've
stick
been.
with that for now.
Well, no, I've been thinking a lot about this, Newt. Perhaps we should just. I don't know. Would you want to switch your name just to your paperwork moniker, the NUTE we've used on? I mean, technically, by the Adagani state, that is your name. We've never signed a document with your full title.
You could go back to your Hukuri name.
I've thought a lot about the meaning of a name, and I think I'll, Shin was my name before, but that was also a different life and a different person, really. I think I quite like Newt. Not with the numbers and dashes, of course, but.
Well, we're
It's-
very glad to
who I
have
am.
you, Lord Newt.
Lord and
Oh, that's gonna take some time getting used to. Oh.
Well, I mean, yeah. I
Oh.
don't know if
You have
anyone
a
is gonna
last
call
name?
us that now. Who's gonna call us Lord? I don't think. By the way, Markos, did you get just lieutenant or did you get lieutenant and lordship?
Lord Lieutenant.
I,
Like-
Lieutenant. Oh.
I think we all got noble titles.
Oh,
Yes,
okay,
and
so you're
we did.
Lord Lieutenant Markos Astreva,
By the end of this, we'll
Lord,
have so many
hang on,
titles
which-
that'll take half an hour to introduce us all.
which goes
Which one goes first?
Lieutenant
Lord or Lieutenant?
Lord Lieutenant. It sounds like
Lieutenant
the Lord
Lord?
of all lieutenants, which is like weird.
Lieutenant Lord sounds like your name is Lord. And that's weird.
Would it not be Lord and Lieutenant?
Lord and Lieutenant?
Lord and Lieutenant Markos Astreva.
Astreva.
Wait, the king was here a second ago. I'll just go ask him.
In return,
Don't
he's
disturb him, he's a
mysteriously
very
gone.
tired old man.
I know.
Like, as you turn, it's been like 15 minutes. He's just getting to the door. Like he's just kind of.
Oh, man,
I wish
I
there was
should-
something we could do, but we can't,
Should
like,
should I
turn back
cast
time, you
haste on
know?
him?
Like he's just old.
of
He's
haste?
fine. He's just old.
I don't have haste.
That's maybe just what you think.
Ooh la la.
Yeah,
King's
you have
actually
to-
a lich.
Wait, did Pariah get noble titles?
He's been standing with you. At no point has he ever expressed that he thinks he's part of the Soulguard.
Okay.
And well, he mentioned that the Soulguard were lords and ladies. I don't believe I'm part of the Soulguard, so
But that would mean you would get no reward. But
I think slaying a dragon's a good place to start. I did just join you and say treasure and glory and stuff, and
Yeah,
kind
but
of witness you kill a dragon. I don't think I'm quite in a position to be reaping.
I mean,
it's just
you got the
A title is glory.
and glory. That's good, but you need treasure now. So
glory must be earned to be glory.
okay, but still treasure. Though.
You've earned it.
By helping us kill a dragon.
I'm sure we can. I'm sure we can go ask. like-
Pariah, I really like you, but you killed a dragon. You are a hero of Adagan. There's no two ways about it.
Well, if you insist.
You were like,
And I
you
do.
participated as much as we all did. Like on a factual, like on a legally speaking.
Lord Pariah does have a ring to it.
Oh,
Well, speaking of my lords and
it
ladies,
does.
I think we have a manor to go and retire to. I am.
Oh, we
Even
do.
I can't socialize this much without getting tired.
Yeah.
I shall bid you all good day. I shall.
Oh, no, come with! No, you! Stop trying to worm away. We've got plenty of guest bedrooms.
Pariah, do you like wine?
We've got tons of
Well-
it.
Yes.
Would you like some wine?
Yeah, no, you've convinced me. Fine.
That was hard. I
We
found,
have an
you know,
amazing cheese board with all the Adagani cheeses on it.
and all the different kind of whiskey.
What about
and all
its
the
cake?
different kind
It's
of
quite
I
strange.
would recommend the Maldron Blue.
the
It is quite
Mandarin.
nice.
So,
Ah, well,
Mandarin
if you're
blue.
trying to woo me, you're doing a rather stellar job.
Really, lads?
Oh,
Polycule with Pariah.
Let's go.
as you guys begin proceeding, like you gathering your various mounts that have been kind of held by soldiers and kind of stocked by the sides of this yard, and you exit the main gates, you cross the large drawbridge that enters into the Archers district, and leaning up against one of these large pillars, you see a figure. Just a figure. Waits for the notes to
Is
load.
it a 0, a 2?
Oh man.
Like just figure-wise.
I was
what
so
is
ready
it
to
like?
make that joke. I
Give
hope
me-
you
give me a
know
number.
that's the
Give
level
me a
that you're
number.
at right now.
You see a figure with
Uh-huh.
long, like satin flowing, like pantsuit with like flared cuffs and flared trousers, undone to the center chest. We see a simple thin silver chain hanging. Bronze, regal-looking elf with bronze skin and flowing black hair. However, as you get a little closer, there is a piercing green to the eyes that portrays exactly who this person is.
Oh, you fuck.
Lords and ladies, it suits you. As, in a different guise, Lady Kai greets you.
You look fabulous today.
Thank you, I'm trying something new.
My lady, he just stares at the floor.
She walks up to you and lifts your chin with her hand.
Oh, sure, such a little fucking son.
I am impressed with all of you. You've really created quite the stir. Though I hope you haven't gained a taste for dragon's blood too quickly.
No.
I've got a taste for dragon fluid of a different kind, you know what I mean?
damn it.
Oh, damn it.
That really tastes
See, karma on that one. Yeah,
I'm so sorry to my brother in the chat.
Yeah, your brother is right there. Your brother is right there.
Sometimes my dad watches this show and I'm just gonna...
Dad, it's all about the other kind of fluid, if you know what I mean.
Stop.
It was, yeah, it had, we are proud of our achievement.
And Von's little lapdog will push up into your resplendent territories no longer.
Something I do not take lightly, and something I am indeed grateful for. The young one in the mountains can wait. He has years before he's anything significant. So, I shall say, at this juncture, I find it in my interests to offer aid. I think you've earned it.
Aid? In what way?
Well, it comes to my attention that you might have a need to get to Titansback. A difficult journey. The best of times. I can assist you in this.
How?
If you wish to travel at some point.
You have a ship that could brave the storm?
I'm not sure she
Lord
means a ship.
Astreva. Lord News. And she leans in and like makes a bit of a mocker out, looking around her.
Ashura
I'm
finally
a
gets.
dragon.
Ashura finally gets to ride Lady Kai. You know what I mean?
No, do you know what? Not even, because remember we have another, we said yes to another thing, with another princess, so, yes. Yeah.
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't. The
I
princess.
mean, you and Hope did.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm saying that.
So basically, Ashura gets to watch the rest of us rightly.
Exactly. That's my point. That's my point.
To be clear, while Ashura and I do have a special relationship, and
Right.
Lady Summerhold, you are a treasured guest in my home at all times. The rest of you, the Soulguard, are the sort of friends I wish to keep close. People I wish to aid when I'm able. The offer stands. You are not obligated, but if you wish to travel to Titan's Back and desire my assistance, you need only ask.
Well, we are grateful for your kindness, my great queen.
Oh,
I'm sure it
She-
is something that we will be pursuing in future.
As you say, Great Queen, she closes her eyes, and you can tell that she enjoys that.
Yeah, I think I dropped it in the Roll20, but in the Discord, but just saying the residual kind of feeling of fear that always existed in Hemlock when talking to Lady Kai is visibly not there anymore. She is straight backed and smiling and looking directly at her.
She seems to notice,
Mm-hmm.
and she turns and stares you straight in the eye.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Hemlock.
You're welcome.
Well, I'll leave you to your celebrations. You've earned them. She walks up to you, Hemlock, and kind of gives a half bow, taking your hand, kissing the top of it.
I'll give her kind of a half bow, half nod as best I can with the staff.
She returns the nod to you. She walks up to you, Ashura, lifts your chin, plants a kiss on your lips, and then turns and walks away.
Oh. Hope is open mouth. Hope is not disguising her shock, jealousy, joy that he finally got a kiss. She is like,
Nuke's lower jaw just completely falls off. And it's like, shit. Hold on.
well, you know, keep
Ashura
your
is just
friends
not making you
close
sound.
and your enemies closer, I will say when she's out of earshot, and wink at Hemlock.
I'll wink right back. I think I definitely learnt a particular thing while on Levasuda in regards to Lady Kai and those like her. I learned my worth.
Well,
And with that,
I had heard of the dragon, but she is fucking intimidating in person. Jesus
She
Christ.
really is.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Not
She
really.
is pretty.
Who knows?
with that, we will end tonight's session.
Oh my god.
Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for being in the chat. Those of you who have interacted with us on other social medias, and then come and join us here, thank you so much. We appreciate to see you. Yeah, if you've enjoyed this, share it. The YouTube videos of these episodes, as well as our other content, are on our YouTube, and this episode will be up as soon as we can manage it with our internet. Do check us out, Chasing Tales on YouTube. Don't forget the socials: Facebook, Chasing Tales Podcast. Instagram is Chasing Tales Podcast. Twitter is Chasing Tales Pod. Yeah, thanks for joining us. We've killed the dragon, heroes of the realm, and everything's great.
Yes.
We will see you guys next week. Pick
Oh
up from
wait,
this point.
well, before everybody goes,
Yes.
a reason that Ashura and I are going to go and do a victory tour with various nobles and stories and things is because we're not going to be here for a little while. The adventure will continue. It will be
Without it.
fantastic. There will just be two very arrogant, big-headed,
We have
smooth
lost.
talkers.
We've
There's
lost
gonna be less chaos.
all arcane casting and all our charisma.
Exactly.
You'll be fine.
No more
burning
chaos.
hands.
No more negotiation for you guys.
No,
No
Andrew's
more
a
social
benevolent
encounters.
DM. I'm sure he won't put you in a pure social situation.
Alright guys,
Just
off to the
have to go in
dwarves.
and
Time to
punch.
secure an alliance.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, you guys are now nobles. nobles.
Yeah.
How about you like rub shoulders with other nobles?
No, that's why we're going on the victory tour. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
We assuage all your responsibilities. Yeah, no. There will be plenty of adventure going on, just so that everyone knows what's up.
Yeah. So we'll be down to about one of the people as they are busy, but we'll be back next Thursday. So catch us again next Thursday. Keep an eye out this week for more content coming your way soon. I haven't got anything else to say. Thanks, Cognitive Merchant, for your amazing
Thanks,
support.
Cognitive Merchant.
Check them out,
Shout out
those
to Cognitive
handmade,
Merchant.
bespoke leatherworking and those
Beautiful.
chair leatherworking things.
And with people going on breaks and stuff,
Yes.
the cognitive merchant themselves might make an appearance.
Ah.
on stream.
Ooh, Sierra Green!
Ah.
So yeah,
Exciting.
we'll see you guys soon. Thanks for joining us.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Mwah, 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 mwah.